Hey you guys, it's winter is just around the corner, as you are very aware, which means that, our bodies will naturally start detoxing. Notice what I'm saying, detoxing. I'm not saying you naturally get sick. I mean, we do get sick, but our bodies are like on a timer. When you look at nature and you see how the leaves, there's a time when there's no leaves on the tree. Then the leaves, they grow like little babies, and then they buds, and then they grow up, and then they're full leaves, and then when you get to fall, then they start falling off. Where our bodies are likewise on a timer just like that. And so there's times when your body just naturally detoxifies, and that's typically like in the winter time. And so a lot of times we've been raised and trained to believe, oh, you're just getting sick. Viruses are just jumping all around, all over the place. No, your body, in many cases, it's your body just naturally detoxifying. And so, unfortunately, what we've done is that we've relied on the pharmaceutical companies to give us things to stop that process or to impede that process. Things such as like NyQuil or Pepto-Bismol and things like that. Pepto-Bismol is something that if your body's trying to detoxify, if you're like throwing up, a lot of times that's your body trying to get rid of the toxins that's making you sick in the first place. Or if you have diarrhea, things like that, right? So it's a natural detoxification a lot of times that we go through that we've been calling sick, And so, in many cases. So what we have done here on this platform is we are constantly on a hunt for natural things that will aid our bodies in this natural detoxification process. If you go to Somatree.com, you'll see we got a whole store full of natural things that you can get to aid your body in this natural detoxification process. So among those things is something that we just released, and it's capsules that contain elderberry and sea moss combined. And I'll have some of the stuff on the screen here that will show you all the benefits of both elderberry and also sea moss. And this is a 1-2 punch when it comes to colds or when your body is going through its detox process and all of that. It's just a natural way to kind of speed the process along so that you can helps the body flush out the rest of those toxins, because ultimately what you want is optimal health. You don't want to stop the process, you just want to aid it so that it can complete doing what it's been doing, And so that's what we specialize in over at Somatree.com. So check it out. This is something we just added to the store. We're also working on some other things. We talked about innovation on this channel and the importance of innovating things. And so right now we're working on developing another product. I'm not going to tell you, but it's awesome. And we should have that up and going, I would say in the next 1 to 2 months. But we're constantly either on a hunt for things that are already out here, or we're just going to develop it on our own. So you can find out and see all of that over on Somatree.com. All right, it's Friday. What? Hey, it's Friday. Hey, hey. Hey. Hey, welcome everybody to another broadcast, a live broadcast right here on the Journeyman and Woman platform. So glad that you guys have us with you this evening. Hope you guys had a wonderful week. You certainly did if you made it through. I don't care what happened. We made it, right? We made it.
Hey. I'm going to get a live DJ here one of these days. Welcome, everybody. So glad to have each and every one of you here today. And like I said, I hope you had a wonderful week. And if you're live, you certainly did in fact, have a great week, because you ain't 6 feet under. How about that? Okay, so we can focus on all the negativity stuff. We can focus on the things that didn't happen, the things that didn't connect and all of that. But we are here. We are here, family. So glad to have you guys here today. And can't wait to get into what we're going to be talking about this evening. Just to kind of cap everything on, just to kind of give you an overview. Tonight, we're going to talk about, I've been thinking about the name. I wanted to get creative, trying to think of a descriptor of when we're talking about these people, and y'all know what I'm talking about. What's the best thing that I can compare them to and still be safe? And so we came up with a name. All right. And well, we didn't come up with it. It was already out there. And I think it serves as a very, very good comparison. We're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to talk about, in talking about that, we're going to get into how this Acme Corporation has developed a system that has been very detrimental to us when it comes to our credit. All right. We're going to talk about that. I already gave you the link there. We're going to just go over that history a little bit. But then we're going to talk about some solutions, okay? Because some of this is things that I am actively going through now. And there's certain things that I'm noticing. And I'm like, man, this is so characteristic of the Acme Corporation. You know, it's just really something. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about things you should focus on. You know, I said in a post a while back, the importance of protecting your information. Because these people come out and they get your information and they sell it to the highest, the lowest bidder or whatever. You'll be amazed at how much information of your information is out there. Everything you do on social media, everything you do, just period, where you're giving your name, address, telephone number, everything. I tell you, in these grocery stores, sometimes I got so many different names of on these grocery store cards, you know, and I ain't gonna tell you, okay? Because they don't care. You just make up a name, you know, and then you can make up a phone number. You know, I got in trouble with that one time because they were like, okay, what's your phone number? And I forgot it. So, yeah, you got to be careful with that. If you're going to give them a number, make sure you give them a number that actually is that you can remember. OK, so we're going to talk about that, because, see, that's the thing. We got to be able to navigate through this system. We can spend all day. You have two choices. We can sit up here and talk about how bad it is, and one day is this thing gonna flip and everything gonna be all, you know, and then he gonna make the right wrong, and then he gonna make the wrong right, and he gonna deal with all of this, and one day we can either stay on that train and, you know, literally fantasize about, oh, America's gonna be destroyed and been cast down to the pit. Okay, well, many of you in America, that ain't where you gonna be anyway. So you can either stay on that train, or we can put our heads together and figure out what are some practical solutions that we can put to use now that can help us navigate through this craziness that's out here. And that's what we're going to talk about. What are some practical solutions as it pertains to your credit? Again, I'm not a credit advisor. Please don't put me on that level. There's a lot of great people out here that have provided some very good information. I will point you in their direction, not so much mine, but there are some basic things that we can kind of touch on that you should be doing anyway. And then we're going to talk about that. But first, we're going to, you know, like I said, we'll get into some history with that and where it actually came from and who came up with it. And we're going to talk about the whole credit thing. And then we're going to move right along. We're going to talk about the preacher portal. The preacher portal. Now, for some of you who are familiar with college football, you know you have a portal system. And what that is basically are players who are eligible to transfer from one school to another. And so when they are putting their flag up and say, hey, listen, I'm throwing my hat in the portal, meaning that, hey, listen, anybody that wants to select me for their team, hey, I'm ready. You can pick me up. So you have a player portal. That's what it's called. Well, did you know that there's also one for preachers? Yes, there's the preacher portal. It operates the same kind of way. We're going to talk about that as well. And then finally, well, almost finally, we're going to look at more of the Acme videos. Okay. We're going to look at more of those. Just a couple of them. I have been uploading quite a few of them over on mybondtube.com, and you could check that out. When you get a chance. They're short videos. Again, it's to get direct perspective on the people who are actually controlling things, and you can hear from them. And as we said in the in our last broadcast, who are you going to listen to more? Are you going to listen to the people who are actually in control, or the people who wish they were? So it's probably best you listen to the people who are actually in control. And whether or not you like them or love them or not, that's besides the point. The fact of the matter is, they are the ones that are running things, and you probably should listen to what they are saying at this moment. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about that. And then finally, if we do have any time at the end, I'm going to try to take some calls. We'll see. Okay. We'll see if we can fit that in. All right. But I do want to bring your attention real quick. The video that you saw, prior to me getting on here was our video. It was our talking about the latest thing that we have added on Somatree, which is our elderberry sea moss capsules. And for those of you who are not familiar with Somatree, again, the website is somatree.com. And if you check it out, we have a lot of things. We're talking about in the video, I was talking about the sea moss capsules here. So I'll just click on that real quick so you can get in, we'll learn a little bit more about it and what we are offering there. If you're seeing that $50 thing, that's if you're buying in bulk. Okay. That's not $50 for, no, that's if you're buying in bulk. And we try to give a good deal on that. So what we try to do is we put the information out as far as, what is elderberry, what is it good for, what is the sea moss, what is good for, and I'll just go through it very quick. The top 9 elderberry benefits: major cold and flu relief, sinus infection aid, lowers blood sugar, natural diuretic. It's something cut off there. Ease allergies, helps prevent cancer, may improve heart health. And that's just some of the things when it comes to elderberry and why it's so very awesome, for just your overall health. We're getting into the colder months now. Well, some of y'all are. We're not. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, well, it's getting a little cooler out there. Today it was 100. But anyway, yeah, it's getting a little cooler out. But for the rest of the country, but nonetheless, you have the elderberry, and then you also have all the benefits of sea moss as well. And then, so you can read up on that. We have all the information right here on the page. You can check that out. But we don't just have that. And we have many, many other things on this page as well that we're adding pretty much once a month now. I think that's what it is. So recently we added these mint honey patties, dark chocolate mint honey patties. If you got a little sweet tooth, it's okay to have a little sweet tooth. Just don't feed it too much. So what these patties are, they actually used to sell. We was able to contact the actual manufacturer, the same one that was supplying Trader Joe's. We was able to track them down, and because they don't sell them at Trader Joe's anymore, but we carry them. And so what it is dark chocolate. It's not milk chocolate, dark chocolate, just 100% dark chocolate and honey. All right. And it's dark chocolate, honey, and peppermint oil. Those are the 3 ingredients. That's it. So if you hey, I just want a little peppermint patty kind of thing. Well, you can do it the healthy way. Get your hand on one of these dark chocolate, honey, mint patties. They're very good, very delicious. We have that. And, and then we have our sea moss body care kit. We got things like that. You can check all of that out. We have all kinds of different teas. These are just the new arrival page here. Let me see. Let's see. Okay, I see she kind of see. let's see what else you got here. Okay, garden. Let me go to the garden section real quick. We ain't gonna be here too long. I'm just kind of familiarizing people who are not familiar with this page. I'm just showing you all the different things we carry. Fruits from the root combo. We've been working with connecting with farmers on the continent, who pick these fruits and they dry them right there on the spot and they ship them right over here and straight into your beautiful hands. And these things are delicious. My personal favorite are the mangoes, but everybody else, it kind of varies. But we have all kinds of fruits there that are dried. You know how when you get dried fruit and then they got to sprinkle preservatives or they got to sprinkle sugar on it? Why do you got to do that? I was just thinking that earlier. I was like, okay, let's say if it's pineapple, just dry the pineapple and that's it. Why do you have to put sugar on it? That doesn't make any sense to me at all. Why? Like the other day I went to the store and I got it's frozen soursop. Man, for those of you who remember we used to sell soursop, the fruit. We used to ship it. And but yeah, that's a hard fruit to ship because it will go bad very quickly. But anyway, the soursop, I got some frozen soursop and I put it in my smoothie, but my son spotted out in the ingredients they actually added sugar. I was like, why? Like literally, why you got to add sugar to soursop? There's literally no need to add sugar, but they do. But anyway, but yeah, so what we deal with is dried fruits that have not had anything added to it. They dry it immediately, they package it, and then they get it and we get it into your hands. So that's some of the things that we got. Dried fig leaves. You can use that for tea. Blue butterfly pea flower tea. We even have bladderwrack and burdock root capsules. That's good. It has a lot of benefits. We have turmeric 50-50 pepper capsules. Well, what is that? Well, I'm glad you asked. 50-50 pepper, first of all, is 50% pepper, black pepper, and the other 50%, it's black seed. So if you're someone that don't like the taste of like black seed oil and taking it, I get that. I understand that. But you can take black seed itself. It tastes just like pepper. So what we did is we came up with something. We said, well, won't we just come up with something called 50-50 pepper? 50% pepper, 50% black seed, and then you can use it as a seasoning, which we do sell that as well. It's called 50-50 pepper. But if you're taking turmeric, you also got to add pepper to it. And so what we did was instead of just adding regular pepper, we added the 50-50 pepper to it. So you're getting it all around. So we boosted that thing up. Of course, we got a whole collection of bitters and stuff like that there. You can, all kinds of powders and just all kinds of things. We don't sell the soursop fruit, but we do sell the leaves. So, if you are a big fan of soursop tea, well, we're the place that you can come and check that out. For our body section, of course, many other products that we do sell, we work very closely with a lab where we're able to tell them what things to add and what things not to add, because we've grew tired of the foolish games that these wicked people have been putting into our stuff, making us more ashy. You know how they do it. So we spotted that out. We said, no. We need to let's connect with a lab so we can tell them what things to leave out of it. Don't put that in there. Don't put that in there. That makes us ashy. Well, it's a filler. I don't care. Take it out. And so that's what we're able to do. And we don't talk to them like that, of course, because we wouldn't have a business relationship. We talk to them like that. But we're able to, and then it also gives us the platform if we want to create our own products. We do our research and put things together and then we'll send it to the lab and they test it out and say, yeah, we can mass produce this or whatever. So this is what you're dealing with here on Somatree.com. So if you haven't been to the site, make sure you check it out. Again, the website is Somatree.com. We even have a whole jewelry section. You can check that out too. Okay. All right. So anyway, what was I going to say? Halloween, what in the absolute world? Let me turn this light up here a little bit. Hold on. Ooh, I may be getting too. Anyway, I'm trying to get this whole this room situation together. So you may see me again. I may be on a boat somewhere. I'm still trying to figure it out. But anyway, what the heck is going on with Halloween now? For Rebecca, Darlene and Greg and your wife and some of y'all others, I'm going to ask y'all this, okay? Maybe you can help me out because maybe I'm missing something here. Maybe I'm missing something. Sika, maybe you can chime in on this one. Willie and Team Truth, all of y'all, maybe you could chime in on this because maybe I'm missing something. Now, when I grew up, back in my day, and I'm not that old, at least I don't think I am, Halloween, was usually when you would see decorations go up. Now, I grew up in New Jersey, so Philadelphia and then New Jersey area, right? So when decorations, Halloween wasn't really a decorative season. I don't recall that ever being a thing like that, where you got all these different decorations all over the place. I don't recall that. Like at the most, I would see it would be maybe like the week before Halloween, maybe you would see people maybe put a pumpkin out there, and then maybe they would put a jack-o'-lantern, they, carve it up or whatever, put a candle in there. And then maybe somebody would throw a white sheet over a bush or something like that, make it look like a ghost. That's about it. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. You might, if you lived out in the country, there were some places where they would put like a, not jack-o'-lantern, what you call it, a scarecrow, right? You'll see a little scarecrow or something, if you lived out in the country or something like that, you'll see people do that kind of stuff. But let me tell you, I don't know what it is. Like I said, maybe I missed something. Clearly I did. But I'm going to tell you, these folks it unramped all the way up when it comes to these decorations. I mean, it was September. We were out here in September. September, folks were getting lit for Halloween. I mean, I was like, wait a minute. I'm scratching my head. I'm like, wait a minute. Ain't it just September? And literally, they already had their decorations up. Like they, everyone like to put the big old, the spider web. They put the big old spider web and then they got the paper mache spider out there. Ooh, all this kind of stuff, and then they got, I've seen them when they got 3 witches holding hands surrounding a bush. I'm like, okay, this is getting a little dark here. Then you go into like Home Depot, for example, and then they got the 80-foot demon looking right at you. And I'm sitting up, I'm like, what in the absolute world is this? And he looking down at you like saying something. I'm like, bruh, if you don't get out of my face, okay, get all the way. I came in here for a hammer. I will use it, okay? I will go in that hammer section in a second, and we'll get to work, okay? I'll get to work real quick. Get out of my face. I mean, they had the whole 80, 90-foot demon sitting up there. They don't move past the just regular like little monsters and stuff. Honey, they got principalities. They got whole principalities up there. They got the Prince of Persia up there now. I mean, they got whole principalities and things present and things to come, all of them up there. And I'm like, what in the absolute world? I passed by one house. They got the whole satanic, demonic community gospel choir up there. I mean, they had rows of demons up there. And they up there, he's worthy. He's worthy. I was like, whoa. Wait a minute now. They had the whole satanic, demonic community mass choir up there on their lawn. I sat up there, I said, you gots to be kidding me. Who sits down and thinks about all of this stuff? I'm just saying. To lift Satan up. He's worthy. Lift the demons up. I mean, I don't know. It's just like, whoa, okay. Y'all done gone way out for this stuff. Because I saw something out of the corner of my eye. We were driving through this one community one night. And, black folks, we always got peripheral vision. I mean, forever. We can be blind and Stevie Wonder got peripheral vision. I mean, we can see stuff out of the corner of our eyes for real. I looked and I said, oh, there's a whole bunch of people standing on somebody's lawn. And I was like, no, those are demons. I was like, whoa, what in the world? And, and they go out, they take the lights out of their, where they have on their driveway, the regular lights, and they put a doggone, they put purple light and black light and put all this stuff out there. I was like, dang. Well, let me tell you something. Do not come to my house. Don't even bother. I remember, I can remember long ago, I was a little thing. I grew up in New Jersey. I grew up. I remember, I can still see it now. My costume was the Hulk. I was the only black Hulk. 4'9" black Hulk. Ooh, that was about as scary with a fro. You ain't gonna see Marvel do one on that. Marvel introducing the Incredible Hulk. He got an afro. Anyway, and then those little plastic masks we used to put on with that little rubber band thing that always will pop off. And then you end up spending the other half of the night holding the mask because that thing would just come on off. And you're like, trick or treat. And you have to lift it up because, man, you be sweating so much on there. No one knows how many chemicals they don't put in that mask. But anyway, we're here. But anyway, and so what was I saying? Okay, so I was talking about the Incredible. What was I saying? Basically, we went, I guess what I'm saying is this. We done went from that to these people. Oh, that's what I was saying. So I remember that, when we first moved to New Jersey, I dressed up like that, Incredible Hulk. Then you had other people dressed like Wonder Woman, Batman, it was that kind of stuff. And then we, what was it? Christian. Okay. So we became Christians, right? My family, we became Christians. We started going to church. So the first thing you heard was you better leave Halloween alone. Is one thing you're going to learn in this time of the year in church is don't you dare celebrate Halloween. Don't you dare. Don't you even think about it. Don't you celebrate Halloween, but doggone it. On October 31st, on Halloween night, we're going to have Hallelujah night. Don't do like the world does, but you can do like the world does, but in a safe environment. You can do it in a safe. You can dress up like one of the apostles or something. But anyway, yeah, you can come to Hallelujah night, and so anyway, we went from my mom. I don't even think my mom, if anything, like I said, she may have put a pumpkin out one year. That wasn't really a thing growing up. Not for me anyway. Like I said, again, I can't speak for anybody else. And then we went from that to tracks. We went from, we giving out candy. We said, no, but we'll give you Jesus. Here's a track. Here's some chick tracks. Jack Chick tracks. Some of y'all old enough, you remember. And then the kids, they come trick or treat and you giving them tracks and they're like, and then you see a whole string of them all down the street and you're like, well, yeah, I know where that went. I had one year, somebody was like, he gave me a piece of candy that wasn't even wrapped. He was looking at me literally like this, he was like, Merry Christmas, and put it in my bag. My mom took that thing and flung it across the street somewhere. Cause they do it now. They, these people crazy out here, man. They be putting all kinds of stuff in this candy and stuff. Well, look, you ain't got to wait till Halloween for that now. They do that anyway. You shouldn't be eating that stuff anyway. But man, I tell you, and don't do these haunted houses. Don't do these haunted houses. I mean, again, the church, follow what the world does. I remember one year the church we did it. Well, we got a haunted house too. It's called the Rapture Night. What will happen if you miss the rapture? And they had Rapture Night. They, you go into this house, it's all dark and everything. And there's people like, oh, I missed the rapture. This is what's going to happen. And then you got, folk coming out talking about, oh, you're going to get your head chopped off now. You're going to get your head chopped off. You don't miss the rapture. That was our haunted house. And then you get out and they're like, oh, you done missed it now. He gone now. It's too late for you, Brother Greg. Greg, you done missed it now. You ain't gonna make it. You done missed it now. You got to come on in the room. You got to come on in the room now. It's too late. He done gone now. You trying to jump on the trampoline, go up in the raptor. It's too late. That trampoline ain't gonna work. It done the clouds done closed up. It ain't gone now. It gone. It's gone. You gone. You come on in there. And they used to have the whole, you don't miss the rapture. And then they had like a scene supposed to be in the hell and all of that stuff. And then, then they have an altar call at the end. And it's, I tell you, man, the stuff we used to do, the stuff that we have come out of, it will have you laughing to keep from crying. I'm that's serious. It will have you laughing to keep from crying. But anyway, so the whole Halloween thing, of course, we don't have to go through all of that. And tonight we're going to talk about the history of Halloween. I think we got enough history of it, okay? Because these people now, they done gone crazy out here now. I mean, when you got adults now that are hard into it more so than the children, it's going to get turned out. I mean, it's going to be perverted. It's going to be all messed up. Because even, like I said, just going down memory lane, what we were just talking about, even in those days, me dressing up like the Incredible Hulk or whatever that one year or whatever. I mean, it was, yes, I mean, the history behind it, we get it, but there wasn't anything overtly demonic about it, okay? You know what I'm saying? There wasn't nobody like dressing up like I'm carrying a head and it's bloody and all this other stuff. I don't recall any of those things growing up. But now they just done, I mean, they gotta out sex one another out. They gotta have all this crazy. It's just, you shouldn't want to have anything to do with it anyway. And for your children, trust me, they ain't missing a doggone thing. They're not missing a doggone thing. And if you're like, what? I still feel like I got to do something, in replacement of it. Take your children out. Listen, get them some pizzas. Go sit down and watch a movie. They ain't going to be thinking nothing. They ain't going to be thinking nothing about no Halloween. I hate you for not allowing me to celebrate Halloween. They ain't going to be thinking that. Trust me. Get them some pizzas. Get them something good to eat. Rent some movies or something like that. Sit down, play some video games or something like that, and it'll be all good. They ain't missing a doggone thing. Don't let these people try to guilt trip you into doing that crazy stuff. Okay, just let it be. All right. Anyway, so let's get into it. So tonight, first thing we do, let's go ahead and touch on this thing regarding the history of FICO. And I had my feelings about this, that I said, this is something about FICO that I just really don't like. When you're talking about FICO, I'm talking about the whole credit scoring system. I said, this thing seems very familiar with a certain group of people. So anyway, we're going to do a little bit of history here, just a little bit of history. And like I said, I posted this on the community page earlier today. And, but I'll read the article. But let me show you this, though, here. So when I'm talking about Acme, y'all know who I'm talking about. And the reason why I say Acme is because if y'all remember in the, Bugs Bunny, the whole Warner Brothers collection of cartoons, do you remember how Acme was the company that pretty much controlled everything? I mean, if you wanted to, or if Coyote wanted to order something, he would always go to Acme. Always would go to Acme. I mean, for everything. Bugs Bunny, I need something. And Acme, Acme was actually the first Amazon, I think. I think they were preparing us for for Amazon and literally everything. So Acme is the company in that space that literally controls everything. Well, you can't have a company unless you have the people running the company. Well, we're talking about those people, if you know what I mean, the small hats. You understand what I'm saying? They are Acme. All right. So anytime you hear me say on this platform, the Acme company, you know exactly who I'm talking about now, right? This matrix system that we live in today is owned, operated, and controlled, and the narrative has been written by the Acme company. They wrote everything, including what you see Coyote holding there. That's right. They gave you the scriptures. They gave you the script. They gave you that as well. And as much as people want to kind of deny that or try to talk around that, at the end of the day, the historical fact is the historical fact. One more time, our people, black folks, we did not come to this country with Bibles in our hands or listening to Alexander Scourby Bible tapes. Okay, that what happened. Okay, all of that, the whole thing of Christianity, all of that was extremely foreign to us. We didn't know anything about that until they start cracking those whips and them telling about, say it, Jesus, say it, say it again, and that's how we came to salvation, is by the whip. That's how we came into that. So there's a lot of people out here that are trying to tell you, well, we're the ones that actually, Christianity started with us. No, it didn't. No, it did not. No, it did not. No, it did not. No, it most certainly did not. So, but yeah, so when you see the Acme company, now you know. Now you know who I'm talking about. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to this article here. Let me pull this up here. And let's see. Give me just a moment. Didn't I put, hold on now. What is it? Oh, yeah, here it is. Here it is. All right, my bad. All right. Ain't that something about the Bragg's apple cider? We'll talk about that in a moment. Because, I saw that and I was already thinking of, what can we do to make our own stuff? I'm already there. I'm already there. But anyway, let's take a look at this, okay? And we're going to get into, so first things first, we're going to talk about a little bit of the history, just a little bit, right? I'm going to share some of my own experiences of what I've been dealing with, okay? And then we're going to talk about some solutions that you should be, if you incorporate them, it will put you in a much better position. Okay. All right. So let's go. So this is the title of this article is From Jewish Entrepreneurs to the International Powerhouse, the Story of FICO. All right. FICO is a technology company that has been a leader in the industry since 1956. But many people don't know that it is a Jewish owned company founded by William Fair and Earl Isaac, two Jewish entrepreneurs from San Rafael, California. FICO has grown to become an international powerhouse in the field of analytics, data science, and decision management. The company has been instrumental in helping businesses and organizations around the world make smarter decisions through its innovative products and services. As a result, FICO has become a trusted name in the business world. In addition to its success in the corporate world, FICO has also been involved in numerous philanthropic activities, donating to organizations such as the United Jewish Appeal, the Jewish National Fund, and the Jewish Community Federation of San Francisco. As a result, FICO has become an important part of the Jewish community, and its story serves as a reminder of the power of entrepreneurship and innovation. I want you to really take a long pause and really make sure you just absorbed what I just read to you. Okay, let me read part of this again because I want to make sure that you guys are listening and you're really getting this. Okay, the company has been instrumental in helping businesses and organizations around the world make smarter decisions through its innovative products and services. As a result, FICO has become a trusted name in the business world. In addition to its success in the corporate world, FICO, now pay attention to this part, has also been involved in numerous philanthropic activities, donating to organizations such as the United Jewish Appeal, Jewish National Fund, and the Jewish Community Federation of San Francisco. As a result, FICO has become an important part of the Jewish community, and its story serves as a reminder of the power of entrepreneurship and innovation. The reason why I wanted to take time and make sure you get this is just so you understand the gravity of what I just read to you, is that the entire worthiness system is not only birthed by these people, but the monies, and you're talking a lot of money, okay? Billions. The monies that FICO has generated since 1956, they are telling you in this article that I just read to you that they donated back to themselves. So when we say that the Acme company controls everything, this is what I'm talking about in understanding or deconstructing this matrix. If you're trying to understand this matrix system that we're in, these individuals, the Acme company, controls the entire credit worthiness system, the entire thing. They control it. They determine if you are worthy enough to get credit or you're not worthy enough to get credit. They determine if you're qualified to get housing or you're not qualified to get housing. They determine if you have to pay an additional deposit to get utilities on or not. They determine, the type of health care that you're qualified to get. They determine the type of insurance, car insurance, that you're able to get. They determine if you can get a credit card, a small business loan. They develop a system that pretty much controls everything in terms of your financial interaction with society. This is pretty deep. You can't just skip over that. That's extremely, extremely, extremely important to bring out. This is why the Acme company doesn't like when you simply just point these things out, because, now, because this is the last thing they want you to know. But this is all very true. They control this entire thing. So think of all the businesses that were not able to get off the ground because the Acme company said, you're not worthy enough for this money. Or on the flip, they will look at what your rating is and they will say, hey, listen, we'll give you a loan, but we're going to give you a loan at 40% interest. Yeah, a lot of our people have been forced in situations like that where you get a loan, but you got to pay that interest, that high interest rate. So this is the system. When we talk about this system in of itself, these are the type of conversations that we really, particularly as a people, we really need to understand. And this is what I try to tell my people who are so passionately fighting for reparations. You're literally taking their money. Yes, you may say, well, it's our money. The monetary, whatever they give you as monetary value, it's coming from their presses. You don't control that. And you're going to take that money or whatever it is that they give you, and you're going to pour it back into their system. That doesn't sound like a win to me. But anyway, you try to show people that kind of stuff, and sometimes it just goes over people's heads. They just want the dollar bill. That's all they want. Something to think about here. Something really to think about. Okay. That's how I said I'm going to take my time with this because I want to make sure you get this. Okay. So anyway, when you control the narrative like that, like I said, think of all the businesses that were not able to get their start because of this system. And if you take the time to actually look at your credit system, your credit report, even the credit reporting services that are out there. Like, for example, I'm using one right now that advertised, hey, listen, you can go to a site called I think it's freecreditreport.com.gov or something like that. You can look that up. Okay. And what they will tell you is, hey, you can get access to see your 3 credit reports for free. You get 1 free copy every year. And you're like, why not do it? And I would encourage you to do it too. It's free. Why not? But getting your credit report on one hand, that's one thing. But knowing the number, what your FICO score is, that's a whole nother thing. Because that free credit report, that's not going to include your FICO score. If you want to get your FICO score, you got to pay for it. You see how these people do? So you got to pay for it. So wait a minute. Y'all got information that I did not tell you to collect on me. And in order for me to see my own information, I got to pay you. Well, that's how it works, right? So anyway, so that's what I did, unfortunately, because I'm trying to see the numbers. What are my numbers? What's the FICO score on me? So I open it up, see my FICO score. And, and so, I'm like, okay, let me get to work and start doing things on it. And y'all may have seen the post the other day. I was able to get, they had stuff on there. When I tell you, they had almost, I would say, every address that I have ever lived since graduating from high school. This is how much information they were capturing on me. And I haven't really been paying that much attention to it. Every address that I have ever lived, they had just the addresses. And then they had like the little odd jobs, the companies I used to work for, they had their addresses on there too. And I was like, hold on now, why y'all got all that on there, right? So they collect all of that. They're like a vacuum cleaner. They just collect all of this information. And so, and then they had things that had long been dealt with and settled a long time ago or whatever, but they still keep it on there. And so what then happens is when you go for something, a loan or whatever it is, and they're looking at your whole entire thing. Just imagine, for example, let's say in college, you were alcoholic. Let's just say that. Okay. Let's just throw that as an example. Well, you graduated from college, you got some adult in you, you put all that away and, you got yourself together and you got married and, you're doing good for yourself and you're doing all that. Right. And then all of a sudden the opportunity comes along and they say, you want to apply for a loan, let's just say. And they pull up your record, your credit report, let's say, or I'll just say a record. Let's just keep it general here. And they find out on that record, well, dang, man, back in college, man, you were pretty wild back then, bro. You trying to borrow how much money? Psst, man, please, you better get out of here with that. Hey, y'all, come over here. He trying to get a loan from us. Look at this. Well, that's what they do. They've been doing that. Not so much on that level, but what I'm saying is the information that they collect on you, it may be things that have been dealt with a long time ago, but they still hold on to it, and you can get penalized based on stuff that has been a long time ago, that was settled a long time ago. But this is how these people operate, But, excuse me, hold on for I cut my hair. When you cut your hair, it'd be hair bits getting in your mouth and stuff sometimes. But anyway, sorry. But anyway, so yeah, looking at my credit report, I saw those things on there. So, but yeah, you can go in there and tell them, hey, listen, take all this stuff off. And I was able to accomplish that on most of my credit reports. So it's one, they go real TransUnion, they go very slow, but yeah, they can do all that. Right. So, and then there was some other things on there. I said, take that off too, because I didn't authorize y'all to even put that on in the first place. There are different laws out there that you can use in your letters and tell people, hey, by law, you're not supposed to be storing this kind of stuff. This supposed to have been long gone. And as long as you understand the law, you can use it when you communicate to these people, and they'll take it off. At least my experience and the experience of many other people too. But there's ways you can do it. And like I said, that is not my expertise. Okay. There are people out here that know more about this than I do, but yeah, so those are things you can do along those lines. Now, and I mentioned, if you want your credit score, there are services out there that'll give it to you, but then they also have Like I'm looking at mine right now, and then they're like, well, it's going to be another 80 days before you can see the refreshed version of your credit report with the latest scores. You want to see that? I'm like, yeah, why not? Well, you want to see it now? Sure. I click on it. They're like, oh, you got to pay $30 to see that. So if I want to see the latest numbers, my latest FICO score numbers, I got to put out more money for that. All right. So I'm just showing you the characteristics of these of the Acme company, okay, and what they do. This is a scam. This is a huge. It's a multi-layered scam, and it's demonic. It's demonic. Anyway, and so this service that I connected with, they send you alerts and all that and let you know, hey, listen, this was just added to your credit report. Hey, congratulations, your score went up and this or that or whatever. Or they'll say, hey, guess what? Your points went down and all that. So it was just recently my thing went up. And then next thing I know, they said my score went down. I was like, then what the heck did I do now? Like literally nothing. Just living my life, get a notification, your score went down. I was like, what did I do? What did I do now? Come to find out, the reason why it went down, they said, well, because you're not using your credit cards. Yeah, if you're not carrying your a debt, a certain percentage of a debt load, then you get penalized for that. So what this service does is that they will send, I'm forever getting notifications about, oh, get this credit card, get that credit card, get this credit card, get that. You can get this. Don't you know you can get this now and it's going to really help you. Get this credit card, get that credit card. And I'm like, I don't really operate like that with credit cards like that. I pretty much operate, if I got the money in my pocket, I pay for it right then and there. I don't like doing the whole credit card thing because, again, things can happen. You can forget and all that other stuff, right? So I just like paying things up front and that's it. If I don't have it, then that means this ain't the time for me to, to use it, or to buy it, I should say. But, so they have developed a system where you are rewarded, quote unquote, for getting into more debt. This is the system that they've developed. The more, as you get into debt, if you carry a debt load, congratulations, we're going to boost your score back up. But if you don't have any debt load, I'm sorry, we're going to have to bring those points down. And so, and then this is another thing. I'm just throwing some random things these shady people do. They're shady. And so, all my stuff, I zero all my stuff out. I said, I'll use it a little bit. Maybe I'll buy a sandwich or something with it or whatever, and I'll pay it right off or whatever. You can't do it. You got to let that thing kind of simmer a little bit. Let it simmer a little bit on there, because the longer you carry that debt, then you get more rewards, but if you pay it off real quick, see, that's not good. That's not good. Hold on now. Think about that for a second, black folks. Think about this for a second. Now, your good mind, it would, I'm talking to some people that got some sense. At least most of y'all, I think y'all got some sense, right? If you're going to borrow something from somebody, you're going to pay it right back as soon as you can, right? That's how normal people think. But no, not this system by the Acme company. If you the longer you carry that debt, the more rewards you get. So they say, okay, now that's good. Your debt load is like 3%, 4%. Okay, all right. Okay, player, that's good. Okay, good. Take another card. Here's another card. Take that card too. And then if your credit is, let's say, for example, you apply for like a regular credit card and you get denied. So they'll say, well, I'm so sorry to hear that. You can't get a credit card. Well, we have a secured card. What's a secured card? A secured card is basically a regular credit card, but it's secured with your money. So, for example, they'll say, here's a credit card. You can use it. However, if you, but you're going to have to put your money up, player. You're going to have to put your money on it. So you want a credit card? Okay, $200. What's your credit limit? $200. Okay. So it's really not a loss to them. And then, had no choice but not to do that, right? And I had it for a while. And then they'll, on top of that, there's an annual fee. So every year you got to pay an annual fee for the privilege of holding their credit card. Why do I want to do that? That sounds stupid. It does. But if you want your credit to improve, that's what you got to do. So you got to pay more money out of your pocket. See, do you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, y'all? I'm going to say something in a moment here, but let me just I'm just laying all of this out. And so, so they have that. And so I was getting notifications. They said, hey, listen, you can be doing even better if you seek to get your credit limit, lifted. So if your credit limit is $500, see if you can get it raised up more, especially if you have a good payback history. I'm like, okay, sure, no problem. Let me call them and ask them to do that. I'm not going to really use it, but shoot, I'm just trying to get my credit score up. I called them again. This is on a secure card, and they were like, yeah, we don't do that. We don't do that for secure cards. I was like, then why? I was like, bro, then why are y'all sending me all these notifications telling me I can? Well, I don't know. We just work here, but I just know we don't do that with secure cards. But you see what I'm saying? So I can't get a regular card. Well, I can now, but I'm saying they won't let me at that time, couldn't let me get a regular card. So they keep you stuck on the secure card, one that you have to pay them $79, $89, depending on what kind of card you get. Some of them you paying over $100 a year just to have their credit card. And so that you can get your credit up, your credit score up. Okay. So these are a lot of, so I'm just kind of giving you an overview. So when I hear people say, and this is something, I'm going to say this, and then we're going to get back into the credit thing. Okay. I'm going to say this, we're going to get back into it. So when I hear people say, when they, talking about Hebrew folks that say that, they're the fake people, they're the fake ones. We the real ones. Well, honey, if fake operates like that, I don't want to meet the real. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if that's the fake and that's how they move, I don't want to meet the real folks, because that means they're doubly dirty when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? So this is the system that we are in. We don't control it, but there are things you can do. There are certain rights, if you will, that you do have. There's certain access that are out there that if you take advantage of it, you can work within the system and all of that, right? There are certain things you can do. One of the things, like I said, I would advise again is getting a copy of your credit report. I think it's freecreditreport.com, something like that. And just seeing what's all on there. And if there's things on there that you're like, wait a minute, this don't need to be on there. There are people out there that will show you free of charge here on YouTube on how to remove a lot of that stuff. If they got old addresses and old phone numbers, they don't need to have all of that on there. Tell them to take that mess off. Take all of that off. You don't need that. For what? Why y'all need that? You know what I'm saying? And so, but there are things that you can do. You know what I mean? You're not hopeless. Like I was feeling for a very long time. I just felt like I was just hopeless. I was just like, well, whatever, I don't just whatever. I just have to keep on moving, do the best I can with what I have, and that's it. But there are things you can do. But anyway, with that being said, this credit system has also lent itself to being one that has been more of an adversary, if you will, to us as Black folks. And there's a long history of that. I have some articles here, but just to kind of keep it to the point, when you look at, let me see if I have this. I just want to show you this one thing, because I have like several articles on here on this topic, but I'll just try to show you one thing on here. Okay. Let me pull this up here. Okay. So let me just show you. This is average credit score by race. Now, you may not fall into this. Some of y'all, you may be Black as me, but you Asian when it comes to your credit score, whatever. But this is their average. Okay. Asian tends to be 745, white 734, Hispanic 701, and Black folks is 677. Now, the reason why, and then in these several articles that I have, they go through some of the reasonings why, when it comes to black folks, why it's, more, we're more impacted by it. Again, it's because of the whole financial discrepancy things that they've done to us. I mean, starting from Jim Crow, we've never really fully recovered from Jim Crow and what it's done to us from an economic standpoint. And so it's just created these never ending cycles of, scraping to get by and borrowing and, being late on stuff. And, I still don't understand the whole statement of saying robbing Peter to pay for Paul. I still don't get that, but we know basically what that means, and so it's put us in this never ending circle of, where it makes it a lot more difficult for our credit to be where it needs to be so that we can do the things we need to do. And you can see that in the racial disparities of, what I just showed you there. Let me see. I had another one here. So yeah, so even though it doesn't say on your credit report, this is a black man or this is a black woman or whatever, there are enough markers on there that it still can be very discriminatory towards people, who, again, if you come from a background where, like I said, it's been kind of hard and challenging for you just to get by, but you had the best of intentions, and you do have a record of being, on point when it comes to other things, it can be hard on you, and one of the things, unfortunately, has gotten so bad, and I'm sure many of you have heard of this as well, this trend as well, where you got parents that are opening up, what you call it, utility bills in their baby's name. You know what I mean? Using their baby's social security number. Yeah, their children's social security number. And then, you don't want to do that. You never want to do anything like that, because when you're not able to pay the bill, well, you already are passing down bad credit to a child that never even got a chance in the first place. So that's a whole nother thing, a whole nother topic. But but anyway, let me see. I got something else here. Okay, so let's pull this up here. All right. So yeah, here's a breakdown. So you had the FICO score. They have like all different types of scoring systems out here. FICO is the main one, right? So very poor would be 300 to 579, fair 580 to 669, good 670 to 739, very good 740 to 799, and exceptional 800 to 850. Well, then you got something called the Vantage score, which is a little bit different. Very poor is 300 to 499. Poor is 500 to 600. Fair is 601 to 660. Good is 661 to 780. And then excellent is 781 to 850. And so it can be extremely, extremely confusing, when you're working with your credit and all of that, because you have, and then you have utility companies, they use their own credit system. So there's layers of different credit rating systems that are out here. And so, and it can be very confusing. But anyway, getting back to my main point, who are the people who established this wickedness in the first place? It's the Acme company. All right. They put this thing together. They did this. And these same people are the same ones that, and we did a video on this, when you go back post slavery, immediately after slavery, the Acme company, they were very instrumental in setting up banks all throughout the South. All throughout the South, they were very instrumental in setting up banks. I had a whole list of banks that they set up all throughout the South. These are the banks that will turn us away, right? You remember, like during the civil rights era where, people were protesting those lunch counters, that were in these stores like Woolworths and all of that. Well, guess who owned a lot of those stores? The Acme company. They owned a lot of those stores. See, that's the part of the story that a lot of people don't want to talk about, but they owned a lot of those stores as well. And when you talk about, let's say, not landlords, what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? Slumlords. Slumlords, a whole trend of slumlords. I can pull up many articles that show who are the ones that owned a lot of these buildings all throughout cities like New York and Chicago and, Philadelphia and all of that. It's the Acme company. So again, I ask you, why on earth would you want to be anything like these people at all? Is that the cat? Hold on. Let me see. Hold on, let me see. That's the cat. I'll just leave it cracked in case she wants to come in. Thought I heard the cat. But anyway, why would you want to be like these people? So anyway, let me get to this part here. Now, the as you know, you have the 3 credit bureaus, the 3 main ones. Okay, you got Experian, you got Equifax, and you got TransUnion, right? You got those 3 main ones. But did you know that there's actually, I think, 4 to 5 other ones that also collect data on you? Did you know that? Yes. So there's a whole nother tier of companies that collect data on you. And what happens is a lot of these, like the big 3, what they don't have, they will go to these other ones and they will get information, from them and pull that. You have different not credit bureaus, like credit card companies or whatever. Sometimes they will pull information from these other credit bureaus. It's not something that's widely known, but they are out there. So I found a video. It's about 8 to 9 minutes long. And this brother, I'm not familiar with him at all, but I will be more than happy to. We're going to look at his video and you can look at his channel. And, it sounds like this is an area of expertise for him. You can check him out. And he's going to explain, give us some insight on these other credit bureaus and what you can do when it comes to your information. Okay, with these credit bureaus. Okay, so let me pull that video up here and we're going to take a listen to what this young man has to say. And I'm very appreciative of people like this who are putting in this kind of work so that we can, get ourselves together. All right, so here we go right here. I'll just tell you his name looks like it's Marvin Francois. And the title of this video is The Hidden Credit Agencies, LexisNexis, SageStream, Innovis, and more. All right. So let me make this a little bit bigger. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and hit play and let's take a listen to what he has to say here. Okay.
What's going on, you guys? Marvin Francois here, owner and founder of Francois Capital LLC. And today I'm making a video about the credit reporting agencies. Now, I'm not just doing a regular video about any credit reporting agencies because we all know Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. But did you know about LexisNexis, SageStream, ARS, CoreLogic, and Innovis? Wait a minute. I know you're excited to watch this video, all right? But I need you to understand something. If you are getting ready to fix your own credit for yourself, I need you to know who these 5 guys are, all right? Because if you don't know how to deal with these guys correctly, then you're never going to be able to deal with these guys. But while I have you here, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you do enjoy the information that I'm getting ready to share with you in this video. Enjoy. Now, for most of you, you probably don't. But at the same time, you're sitting there wondering, like, Marv, why is it so important for me to know about these guys if I already know about these guys? I'm going to tell you why. If you or somebody that you know is getting ready to try and fix your own credit, by yourself, you got your letters locked, loaded, ready to go, you got your certified mail stamps, you ready to come at these bureaus hard. It's important for you to not just know these guys, but to know these guys. Because what most people don't know is that there are more credit report agencies besides these 3, which are these 5 below. But more importantly, what you also need to know is that whenever you're disputing negative items on your credit report, these guys verify those negative items and information with these 5 second-party credit reporting agencies. So to better explain this, let's use an analogy, right? So now let's say these 3 credit reporting agencies that everybody knows about is Lil Bro, and these second-party credit reporting agencies are Big Bro. So now what happens when you freeze, as you can see here, you freeze these 5 second-party credit reporting agencies before you dispute with these guys, is that once you freeze your credit report with Big Bro, then you dispute those negative items with Lil Bro. What Lil Bro is going to do is they're going to go to Big Bro to verify that information. But when Little Bro goes to verify that information with Big Bro not going to be able to tell them anything because you froze their credit, your personal credit file with them. Therefore, this will result in you getting negative items removed from your credit report much more efficiently. This is why it's so important to know about these 5 credit reporting agencies, probably even more important than knowing about these, because once again, if you're looking to get negative items off your credit report, by freezing these, not only will you get results more efficiently, but they'll happen much more faster than if you didn't get them removed, all right? So if you or somebody that you know is looking to get their own credit report fixed, share this video with them, and more importantly, to help expedite the process and make it much more easier, in the link of this video below, I'm going to attach a Google Docs link that's going to give you all the information that you need to know to freeze with each and every single one of these second-party credit reporting agencies. But if you're watching this video and you're thinking to yourself,
I'll put the link in the chat in a minute, okay?
Paid professional do it for
the
me.
link to the video.
My company, Francois Capital LLC, where we specialize in removing hard inquiries, student loans, charge-offs, bankruptcies, and so much more. All right. So if that's you, head over to my website, francoiscapital.com, to get your credit repaired today. The Capital way. Now, one question I know I may or may not get in the comment section of this video is that, do I really need to freeze with these second-party credit reporting agencies for any and every little thing that I want to get disputed off of my Experian report, my TransUnion report, and my Equifax report? And the answer to that question is no. You do not necessarily have to, but it does increase your chances of getting negative items removed from your credit report. But before you can dispute any negative items with these 3 credit reporting agencies, you must, emphasis on must, freeze each and every single one of these 5 second-party credit reporting agencies, all right? So let's go one by one. With LexisNexis, it's a 2-step process. There's a number that you have to call directly into them to freeze your credit report, but there's also a link that's directed to their website where you have to opt out of your information being shared as well. So with LexisNexis, it's 2-step. You have to call for them, but you also have to do it online. Both processes, very simple, very fast. SageStream, everything is done online through their website, all right? Literally takes 1 to 2 minutes, 3 minutes tops, right? Very simple. Now with ARS is a little bit different because you actually have to send in a fax for you to freeze your personal credit file with ARS. Now, I know a lot of people are thinking, I don't have a fax machine. Neither do I. What I use whenever I want to freeze with ARS is a website called HelloFax. All right, you're going to go to HelloFax. It's totally free. I think for your first 15 faxes, it's totally free, but you're only going to be sending one because it's for you. So with HelloFax, it's free. You could do it directly online. You just upload your documents on there. All right, ARS is going to tell you what they're going to need from you, which is going to be like a social and probably a driver's license. All the information will be provided on the website. But remember, with ARS, you're going to have to send in a fax in order to freeze your credit profile with them. CoreLogic, you're going to have to give a phone call in. Now with CoreLogic, once again, very simple. They connect you right away. They're going to ask you 4 security questions to verify if this is really you. Once you verify, they freeze your credit report. The next day, you're good to go. And then Innovis, also done online. Just like SageStream, 1, 2, 3, doesn't take more than 1 to 2 minutes top. Now, after you've frozen your personal credit file with all 5, remember all 5 of these second-party credit reporting agencies, what happens is that over the course of the next couple of business days, they're each going to send you letters one by one with a PIN number that you need to save. The reason why you need to save this number is because after you're done disputing all the negative items on your credit report with these 3 credit reporting agencies, you're going to need the PIN to unfreeze your credit file, with LexisNexis, SageStream, ARS, CoreLogic, and Innovis. Do not, I repeat, do not lose this letter with the PIN number, or else it's going to take you even longer to get another one so that you can unfreeze your personal credit file. But in the description of this video, on top of everything that I've told you, I'm going to provide you a link to a Google Docs form with all the numbers that you need, all the website links that you need to freeze your personal credit file with all 5 of these second-party credit reporting agencies. So all you guys, listen, thank you again so much for tuning into this video. As always, if you can, please do not forget to like,
All right, so there you go. I thought it was very good information. I'll put in give me just a moment here, and I'll put his the link of that video in the chat there, so you can check him out. And then he had made mention of a link that he has in his description of the video. So I'm gonna leave that up to y'all to do that on your own. But for now I will provide a link to the to that video so that you can check it out on your own. Okay. And a big shout out again to Mr. Marvin Francois for providing that great information for just people, period, who are trying to get their stuff together. And I can't encourage you enough, to get on that, and get your stuff frozen up, because I don't really see a reason why you would need to unfreeze your LexisNexis and all the other stuff. Just keep it, I would say keep it frozen, because they don't need to, they don't need to have that stuff at all. They don't. And it makes you very angry as you watch this, that, man, all these companies out here have my information, and they're using this information for their own good. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm not getting any real benefit out of it because of a system that was developed by the wink, wink, the Acme company. And y'all know what I'm talking about by now, right? So, but this is the system that we live in. This entire matrix system that we live in, family, has been established by this Acme company of people. They created the whole thing. They created the whole thing. As much as we may want to think that no, they didn't do it. We were the first. It don't matter. In this construct that we live in right now, they are the ones that are running the show. And this is why even in our broadcast that we did, the most recent broadcast that we did, we told people, listen, if you really want to understand, get a clear interpretation of what's really going on right now, even when it comes to the Bible, they are the ones that wrote it. You did not write it. I don't care what these people out here are trying to say. We did a broadcast where we invited people. We invited people to prove to us, show in your own family lineage, in your immediate family, proof and the evidence that you are in fact those people mentioned in the book. Show it. Show us the traditions, the cultural practices that you exercise in your house. Show us that. Now, one person called, not one person. And we're going to try to open up the phone lines again tonight, because I definitely am very curious, about that, to see if anybody can prove that, and yeah, we're going to talk about that. So, but yeah, so family, please, take that advice as far as like getting your stuff frozen up so that your information isn't out there, so that you can, like I said, again, doing things like that can greatly improve your road to getting that score up, so that you can go out and do the things you need to do to get things done. We got far too many people out here that are very creative and got a lot of great ideas, but they can't get the financing they need simply because of this wicked system that these people created. And so, but there are things in this system, like any system, it has rules to it. Even though the rules may be crooked and very unfair, there are things that you can do to navigate yourself in, through, and out of it. You just have to, you just have to be wise and know what to do. And so that's why I wanted to take this extra time really to really talk about that and to show people, hey, listen, you may need to get up on this so that, you got your stuff together. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to take a very short break. And then when we come back, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about this whole thing about the preacher portal, something I've been noticing. Yeah. We're going to talk about that. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be right back. No. This cat is something else. And for those of you who have cats, they like this thing when you patting them on the behind like that. I'm like, okay, you getting a little turned on by this a little bit too much. You know, it's just like you like patting on my, and she be coming up in my face like, come on, spank me. I'm like, whoa, okay. I'm not into that kind of stuff. She here right now. So no, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. But yeah, what I heard is, because I said, I got to learn about this. Why they like that? And they said apparently they have a bunch of nerve endings that are on their backside like that. And they just, I guess they really like it. It makes them feel good or something. But she gets a little too much. I'm like, nah, I'm not going to be up here in the middle of the night and I'm going like this, no. But it's crazy. But yeah, she's a sweet cat. And she's adjusting out here as well, too. She goes outside, and be out there in the back sleeping along with me in the middle of the night. We be both out there asleep. And sometimes she'll be chasing those lizards and little baby lizards and stuff. That's really neat to look at. Just don't get on me. But yeah. But anyway, let's get on back here. So glad that you guys can join us again. Really appreciate each and every one of you guys. If you missed the last segment we did regarding the whole history of the FICO score system, you definitely need to check that out. And you do need to take that seriously, family, because again, we need our people. Like I said, we already understand this system is corrupt. We got that. We understand that. But there are things that we can do to put some odds in our favor so that we can do the things that we need to do and get things done we need to get done. There's people out here right now that I know that are listening right now. You would love to buy some land so that you can grow produce, not just for you and your family, but also for other people as well. And good luck with trying to get a loan or something like that because of something that's on your credit report or some info that they pulled up on you. Well, the next level that they're trying to do now with this whole credit system is bring in the social credit score, where now they're going to start incorporating the stuff that you put on social media. And this is why it's so amazing to me to listen to watch many of our people on social media uploading all kinds of foolishness, all kinds of stuff. And I'm keep telling people, I'm saying, listen, you better be careful. You better mind what you say on social media, because all it takes is a flip of a switch just like that. And they're going to start incorporating that into your social credit score. And so, and this is a very, very real thing. So all of these individuals out here shaking their behinds or talking very nasty and derogatory towards other people, it's going to come back on you. This is the system they set up. Oh, and by the way, who controls all the social media companies? You guessed it, the Acme company. They control all of that as well. You see how that works? And then when it comes to cryptocurrencies, guess where many of the headquarters of these cryptocurrency companies are located? At their main facility in the Middle East, if you know what I mean. Okay. I'm telling you, this whole world that we live in is a Judeo-based matrix system. All of it is. And it reminds me of a video too that I uploaded on BondTube. Let me see if I can play that real quick. These are short videos that I uploaded here. Let me see. This woman brought up a very, she's like a scholar. She brought up a very interesting point. Let me see where it is right here. Okay, yeah, this one here. All right. So this video here, this is very short. What she brought up is something that a lot of people just don't take the time to think about. And that is gods are always ethnic specific. When you look throughout history, regardless of the culture that you're looking at, you're studying, those gods are always specifically for those people. So, for example, if you're looking at the Aztec culture, their gods and their goddesses are specifically for those people. Those gods and goddesses will even communicate, in their language. So you're not going to go into, you wouldn't go into some ancient Aztec kingdom and find their gods or goddesses speaking to their people in English. You know what I'm saying? No, they're going to be speaking in their native tongue. Likewise, if you go any other part of the world, gods and goddesses of different lands and cultures tend to be ethnic specific. Okay. And I'm just making a quick point here. Let me bring up this individual here, and I want you to give a listen to what she's saying here. Okay. This is one of the many videos that I uploaded on BondTube. So take a listen, short video.
The first is that gods run in the blood, which is to say, another way to put this, in antiquity, gods and the humans who worship them form family groups. Cult is really an ethnic and a family designation, and ethnic designations are cultic designations, which is the second point of those sound bites. In other words, not only is ethnicity encoded in cult for humans, but gods are also ethnic in antiquity. Gods are no less ethnic, and this is certainly true for the Judean God, the God of Israel, no less than the gods of Rome is the God of a specific people. And this is a principle that Paul holds to, and that's a thread we'll trace through his letters. The decision to what we identify as convert to Judaism, is a form of cultural treason. You go away from the laws that you're born into, and instead you take on the laws of foreigners. And this is the way conversion is conceptualized. Tacitus says that people who do this, the proselytoi, pagan converts to Judaism, abandon the practices of their fathers. They disown their own gods, their own country, and their own family. Their family, their country, and their gods are all part of a unit that is inherited by people, and these converts alienate themselves from all of that. And then we have more complaints. You get the idea. So the hostility that we have in some pagan comments is less toward God-fearers, and the problem with God-fearing is that it's a slippery slope. If your dad starts taking naps one day out of every 7, remember, it's a 10-day week. Relationship between family, or genos, a word that's translated as race or people or tribe. One's genos, and a couple of definitions of Greekness, which it's a combination of blood, language, and religion.
Okay. So she says a lot there, but that's the gist of what I want to, just communicate, or point out, is that what she was saying is that gods are always, when you look at history, it's always ethnic specific. Now, why am I saying that? I'm saying that because when we, as black folks or African, when we came through Africa, okay, I know some people don't like that. You trigger, no, I ain't come through no Africa. I was always here. I ain't come through no Africa. I ain't come through no slave ship. I understand. Okay, you didn't come through Africa. Okay, but for the rest of us, okay, that did come through Africa, all right? When we were forcibly converted to Christianity, because that's what happened, what was abandoned was, like, and we already know this, but I'm just putting it in a much deeper context, was of course our culture, and what was part of our culture, our spirituality. So we abandoned all of that for another culture's spirituality. So when we're brought into anything that has to do with the Bible, whether if you call yourself a Seventh-day Adventist, whether if you call yourself a Baptist, whether if you call yourself a Hebrew, it doesn't matter. If the centerpiece of your belief system, your spirituality, is the Bible, what you are doing is that you have abandoned what really is the heart of your own identity, your culture, in order to embrace a Judeo culture and their God. Because even though what these people will do is they'll try to make it seem as if, oh no, see, and this is what Judaism will, Judaism will try to put out there that, God is for everybody. He is for everybody. He's not just for us. He's for everybody. No, if you study Judaism just a little bit, at the end of the day, it's all their God is, or I should say God's, ultimately is about them. It's about them. They get the full benefit. You won't find any other culture where their God said, hey, I'm here to take care of everybody on the earth, all cultures. They don't. If you look at some of these, nobody, when God's in Africa talking about, the people in Ireland, go ye out to the people in Ireland and bring them all in. No, it was for them. Now, again, I'm not advocating for you and I to say, see, that's why we got to go back to African spirituality. I'm not saying that, okay? What I am saying is that we had our own spirituality. That much is true. And I was having a wonderful conversation with Brother Craig today. And one of the things he brought out, he said this. He was talking about, and I couldn't agree with him more. He was talking about how, we can't ultimately, the train doesn't stop with Africa. See, Africa is just part of the path, if you will, of our history, of who we are, our identity. It's only part of it. And see, you got folks who've been listening to me and they only hear as much until they get offended at something, or they out there gossiping. There's still people out there gossiping. You can see it, but, and just whatever. I don't want to get sidetracked off of that. But no, we are not saying that at all. What we're saying is there is something of much, much greater. Whoever we are is something even greater than that. But in order for us to get to that point and understand that, we got to follow the breadcrumbs and go backwards and understand, okay, what do we come out of and what was our culture here and this and that? We got to look at all of that. Do you understand what I'm saying? And our culture goes through Africa. It goes through Africa. There's no denying that at all. Well, at least not on this end. You understand what I'm saying? But when Christianity came along, when the Bible came along, it demanded us to abandon what made our identity. It made us abandon that in order to take on another identity. See, people think Christianity, you can become a Christian and maintain your identity. It's impossible because Christianity is rooted in Judaism. Just like Islam. People don't want to talk about that. Islam also has some roots in Judaism. That's a whole series of videos that we can do. You want to talk about the Saudi royal family? Do you really want to know where they really come from? They're not just Arabs. The Saudi royal family also have Jewish in their DNA. When I tell you these people control this whole matrix, they're playing all sides. Do you hear what I'm saying? They are controlling and running all sides of this game. They want to try to act like they're being neutral and all that. No, they got roots. They got loyalties too. And their loyalties is by blood. So again, so when you adopt, when you embrace this thing, when you embrace the Bible, basically, or anything connected to it, what you are doing by default is abandoning your own identity. And what they will tell you is, well, you're giving up your identity for Christ. You're giving it up for Jesus. But the ones who really put this thing together ain't abandoning their stuff. Oh, they're maintaining their stuff, and they're going to perfectly guard their own identity. They're going to perfectly guard their own identity. Make no mistake about it. But for you, they push these whole narratives to get you, honey, come on. We all one under Jesus and all that stuff. You try preaching that over in Tel Aviv and see how far you go. Hey, honey, they'll throw your behind out on that stuff because they don't believe that, but they want you to believe it. Later on in this broadcast, I'm going to show you again. I got a couple of videos of rabbis telling you the truth, even on what I just said. All right. But for now, let me touch on this real quick here. And this is just an observation that I've had over time. This is, again, me coming out of the Hebrew world. Have you guys noticed this? And I found this to be quite interesting. This is something I touched on a while back, and I'm still seeing it because it's still coming on my timeline. That's the only reason why I'm commenting on it now. It's very interesting, the amount of people in the Hebrew space. Again, I'm only commenting on it because I be telling YouTube, listen, I ain't really interested, and it still be coming up. So I'm okay, come up, I might as well talk about it. It's very interesting how in the Hebrew world, the Hebrew space, I'm seeing a lot of people who are Pastor so-and-so, Pastor Moray, or Apostle so-and-so. I'm seeing all the bishop. I'm seeing all these people who are somehow maintaining their authoritative titles that they had in the church, and they're just bringing it over to the Hebrew space. And that's why I call this section, Are You Asking Questions? Or is any of you who are still consider yourself part of that space, are you asking questions on that? I mean, you're addressing these people as apostle, as pastor, as minister, as prophet, as prophetess, as whatever, bishop or whatever. But how did they earn that title and you're not part of their church? In other words, you just listening to them on YouTube, just like you're listening to me. And so what we noticed, and this was a long time ago, what we were noticing was that you had a lot of people who were coming out of failed ministries, churches that they couldn't keep up because all the preaching they were doing couldn't keep the money up. So a lot of their ministries end up going belly up or failed, or maybe they got kicked out. And what we began to notice is that many of these people, I'm talking leaders, they got on YouTube and they say, hey, wait a minute, this whole YouTube thing, this whole Hebrew thing is it's the thing now. This thing on and popping. Maybe we need to get on here and start a channel. But they said, make sure you keep that apostle title though. Make sure you keep that bishop title. Make sure you keep that pastor title though. You got to make sure you keep that because they got to know who you were when you came out of the church. You know what I'm saying? You got to, and they try to bring that thing right on over, and you got gullible people Negroes out here that just go right along. That's right, pastor. Whatever you say. Why are you calling them pastor? Why are you calling them that? Shouldn't they earn that title? Why are you calling them apostle? Apostle, to my knowledge, is someone who go and plant multiple ministries. I've seen this in the church. You got people who call themselves apostle. How many churches you got under you, brother? Just one right now. We got, but I'm praying for the other ones. I'm praying to get some more. So you got a whole portal system, just like in the college in the college sports world of athletes that are just putting the flag up and saying, hey, listen, I was a running back on this school. Let me be a running back for your school. Now you got preachers right now, failed preachers that are saying, hey, I was a pastor in this church, in this space. Let me be a pastor to you, or let me be an apostle to you, or let me be a minister to you, or let me be a reverend to you. So my question to you tonight, are you asking questions? Are you even bothering to ask questions? Or are you just content with the content or what these people are putting in your faces? See, if you want to be free, the first thing you got to do is you got to loose yourself from the bondages that had you in bondage in the first place. You understand what I'm saying? And many of you got free from the church, but you went right back into another copy of it, and that's the Hebrew world. It's the same thing. It's literally the same thing. Again, I was talking to the brother today, and we were saying this. I said it's the church. It's the church all over again. Same gossiping, same kind of posturing, same kind of don't follow this person. They're gonna lead you to hell. Listen to me because I'm just a poor innocent person here, and I'm just trying to tell y'all the truth and all that, and make sure you hit that and it's just it's the same stuff. It's literally the same stuff. It's the same stuff, family. So next time when you see this kind of stuff, I want you to start really asking questions. Some people are just addicted. I saw Darlene saying bondage. That's right. Another copy of it. Right. It's bondage. Some of or I would say a lot of our people are addicted to bondage. That's all you know. That's all you know is bondage. The idea or the notion of actually thinking for yourself or questioning things. For example, there are points and things that we raise here. People are scared to even talk about this stuff publicly. And so what they're doing is they know, okay, he may be on to something, but instead of them using their own discernment, they got to get a consensus from other YouTube channels. Well, if this YouTube channel says what he's saying, then okay, I think I'm okay with it. And if this apostle says it, then I think I'm okay with it. And all this, instead of you taking the initiative and you doing your own research and coming to your own conclusion. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how it should be. That's why I tell people all the time, don't just take my word for it. Look this stuff up on your own. Look it up for yourself. Don't just take my word for it. And so, yeah, there is a real preacher portal that's out there. And it's just very interesting to sit back and watch how a lot of these people who, like I said, in many cases came out of failed ministries. Clearly they're failed ministries, because if their ministries were winning, they wouldn't have a need to go into the Hebrew space. But now they got to make sure they're maintaining all that stuff. And then they'll change their titles a little bit. But they're still going to remind you, when I was in the church world, remember, I was elder now. And when you address me, you make sure you address me. It's something, man. It's really something, man. It's really something. Okay, so I have a couple of videos that I'm going to show. Maybe I'll take another quick break. I have a couple of videos I'm going to share very quickly. And then after that, we may have a little time. I'll take a couple of calls, okay, from you. It'll take a moment for me to get that set up, just a moment. But if you want to call in and chat about whatever, you can do that. I'll put the number up, okay? But don't be calling that number up 2, 3 in the morning, because you ain't going to get nobody. You certainly ain't going to get me. But yeah, it's because I'll get, if it'll sometimes try to go to voicemail or something like that. I'm like, no, ain't nobody listening to that. Okay, so anyway, let me see. We're going to go to break. And then when I come back, I will show you a couple of videos that I just recently uploaded on mybondtube.com. If you haven't checked out mybondtube.com, you definitely want to do that. Okay. We're not just on YouTube. We have mybondtube.com. That's our own video platform. So YouTube start acting up, we safe. We good. All right. So anyway, let's go ahead, take a break here, and then we'll be right back. All right, we're back. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I really appreciate it. Like I said, if I have time, I will we'll take a few calls towards the end here, and yeah, it should be fun. Like I said, just keep it civil, stay on your point. Don't be going all over the place, because I'm old school. I'll shut you off real quick because I'm tired. It's been a long week, but I'm happy, and I want to go into the weekend happy. Okay, so you frustrated, you wrestling with your own little demons. This I ain't the priest on the exorcist. Okay, I'm a hang up on you. Okay, I'm just trying to tell you that's if we get to it. Okay, but I don't. We'll see yet. we'll see where we are right now. Okay, so let me share with you again. We're talking about Acme Inc. Okay. All right, so I've been telling you this week I have been uploading videos from these individuals on our Bantu page. If you go to the newly added or recently added section, you'll see a whole bunch of them, that I added on there. And like I said, you got to listen to them. Okay. I'm not saying you bow the knee to them and, or anything like that. What I'm saying is because these people are the ones that actually put what you call the Bible together. It will, and the fact that like earlier this evening, we talked about how, these people running literally everything. Did I take a screenshot and put it on here? Hold on, let me see. I took a screenshot of something earlier. I did. I don't know where it is right now. But yeah, I mean, when you look at the Biden administration, there's a photo out of the Biden administration. They did a day where they acknowledged all the Jews that are on staff in the Biden administration. But they got at least 100 folks of them, 100 of them in their administration, and you that are running things in the Biden administration, about 100 of them. And that's including Kamala Harris's husband. Okay, so you got that going on. But I forgot what this group was. It was another group that I was highlighting too. It was on a screenshot. Hold on, was it on my phone? Hold on. It might have been on my phone. Hold on. Let me look right quick here. Oh, what y'all doing? Oh, it's the same thing. Yeah, this screenshot, it had the like Janet Yellen, Secretary of the Treasury. I showed you that video where she said she's the Secretary of the Treasury, and the interviewer asked her, hey, considering the fact that America, financially where we are right now, we're in different wars right now with this, that, or whatever. You got all this other stuff going on. Do you think that America can afford another war? Absolutely. We can. We got all the money in the world for Israel. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. Like she didn't even stutter when she said that. Let's see what I had on here. You have Attorney General. He's the Attorney General, Merrick Garland. You have the Secretary of the Homeland Security, Director of National Intelligence, White House Chief of Staff, U.S. Assistant Secretary of Health, Secretary of the State, Deputy Secretary of the State, Secretary for Political Affairs, Office of Science and Technology Policy, Director of the CIA. This is Lieutenant Colonel Jennifer Pritzker, who's a transgender. So my beautiful black people out here, again, I have to keep bringing this home, because some of our people just don't get it. If you think that your YouTube videos and you doing protests is going to get these people to say, you know what, it's about time we give these people their money, we get their reparations, you better think again. This is why we take the time. It may have been boring to talk about, getting your credit right and all that stuff, but these are little things that we should be focusing on so that we can navigate in this system, because you got a bunch of freaking liars out here that are telling you that all you got to do is keep on pressing, keep hitting them like buttons, keep doing videos where you're screaming at these white people and telling them shame on you for not giving us our reparations. That's not how the world works, honey. These people are in these positions of power. A lot of these positions are unelected positions, and they are running things. They're running a lot of things. This is the system that we're in. You understand what I'm saying? So what we can do, it's not giving up, it's recalibrating. That's what you're doing. You understand what I'm saying? And you're getting your focus right so that you can live your best life. You understand what I'm saying? Because you can, even in a wicked system like this, you can live a wonderful life. But you just got to know what to focus on. You got to prioritize stuff. All right. And doing all these documentaries and stuff like that ain't it. It just isn't. It's a complete utter waste of time. It really is. It really is. So anyway, so again, if you want to understand this whole thing between the Muslims and the Christians and all that stuff, if you really want to get the full meaning of it, you listen to the people who put together these, what we call these holy books, all right, who were very instrumental in it. Here's one of them, and I want you to listen to what this man is saying, all right? Let me pull this up. This is on my Twitter feed here. I bookmarked it. I want you to take a listen to what this guy is saying. Quite interesting stuff here. Again, this is him speaking. It ain't me. This is his words.
Yaakov was giving Esav Christianity. Parshas Vayishlach was Yaakov bestowing upon Esav the world religion of Christianity. These sheep represent a component of the essence of the Jewish people that was gifted to Esav, hence the religion of Christianity. Why are you waking up Esav? Esav is a sleeping dog. Let him be Romans. Let him worship the stars. Let him worship the moon. Why are you waking him up? Why are you giving over to him something that's going to instigate him? We understand how this act of giving Esav Christianity was the Masei Avos Siman Labanim to the Roman occupation and the exile that we're in today. All of the matters of the founder of Christianity and of Islam was for a purpose, an important purpose. Important purpose? What possibly could have been the important purpose? Liyasher derech lemelech HaMashiach, to straighten the path for Mashiach to come, ulasakin es ha'olam kulai, and to fix the world, lavedas Hashem. So you say, what? The purpose of Christianity, of Islam, is to bring the Mashiach closer, to straighten the path for Mashiach. How exactly do they, Michael Tovas? Why? How do they straighten the path for Mashiach? Ketzad, how? Number one, through these religions, the concept of Mashiach is well known throughout the world. So that when Mashiach comes, it's not going to take them 100 years to comprehend and digest the concept of Mashiach. These are concepts that they're very well familiar with and acquainted with. Mashiach will just say, here's a 1-hour crash course. Here's where you went off. Here's where you veered off. Here's where you're wrong. But the concept of Mashiach, they'll know. They'll know what it means there's a God. They'll know what reward and punishment is. Basic tenets of Judaism are exposed to the world through the distortion of Christianity and Islam, so that when Mashiach comes, they'll be able to digest the basics of Judaism easily, and Mashiach will have an easier time explaining these concepts. Civility only exists in those countries that have been exposed to the basics of Judaism through the distortion of the world religions.
Did you hear what he just said? In the world religions he's talking about is Islam and Christianity. And as I told you, Christianity is Judeo-based. And I've also said, and I pointed out just some various verses in the Quran that say that the Jewish people are the chosen ones. They are the chosen ones. And, and there's a whole bunch of verses in there that point that out. That's why I said, don't buy into this lie that somehow that Muslims by nature hate Jewish people. That's not true at all. That is not true. My family and I pointed this out many times, when we took a trip to Israel, this was years ago. We took a trip to Israel. We went to Old Town Jerusalem. If you go to Old Town Jerusalem, it's divided into quarters. You have the Christian quarter, you have the Judeo quarter, and then you have the Muslim quarter, if I got that right. It's split up and they all work together. It's amazing. And I was walking through this, Old Town Jerusalem, and I was like, well, dang, this is way different than what I see on the news. You think these people be at each other's neck. Now, you do have that friction that's there, but it ain't nothing like that. You got Muslims and Jewish people in that region that work together hand in hand, the whole nine. But you also got, like I said, all the other stuff that's being flared up by the Zionists. That's a whole nother topic there. The Zionists, those are the ones that are pushing this mess. But no, not at all. You got, like, if you look at some of these protests that are popping up all over the place right now throughout the nation and throughout the world, you'll see there are numbers of Jewish people that are saying, no, we ain't with this stuff. No, we ain't with that. Y'all bombing up, they bombing up churches. They literally bombed up a Christian church. You think these are your people? They bombed up a church. They bombed up a hospital. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, you still got Christians like, oh, we got to pray. We got to pray, honey. These are the chosen now, you know, and they just saying, but these demonic people, the Muslims, they are just evil. And we got to do something about it. We got to crush them and all this. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. Let me see if this is the same one. I'm going through my bookmarks. I got a couple of ones I want to share with y'all. And then, like I said, again, if y'all still up, maybe I'll take a few calls here. Let me see where the other one is. This is the same rabbi, I think. He's saying, oh, here we go. Here's another one which y'all listen to. Yeah, I mean, he's just telling it. He's just telling it. This is what they teach and this is what they think. Like I said, listen to them. This is the script that they are following. And because and I have to keep saying this, because these are the individuals that are running the situation the matrix that we're in right now. I'm saying it's best you will do yourself good in listening, but I'm also saying it don't have to end. The story don't have to end the way they want it to end. Do you understand what I'm saying? It don't have to end the way they want it to end. Take a listen to him. This is him again. I want you to hear what he's saying here.
Before the world of Christianity, before the religion of Christianity, the Romans worshipped the stars, they worshipped the constellations, but as soon as they decided to adopt a religion, what kind of religion did they adopt? V'yes achicha tavoid. They didn't worship a god. They took a Yid. They took a Jew. You're going to worship your brother, says Yitzchak to Esav. My blessing or curse to you is that you're going to suffer the indignant fate that if you ever want to come close to God, you're going to have to worship a Jew. You're going to deify a Jew. You're going to consider a Jew a God, Eloki. That's the bracha, esachicha tavoid. Yitzchak tells Esav, you can't worship God. You can only worship Yaakov. And when Esav heard that he's going to suffer this indignant fate, he thought, not only am I going to have to worship a Jew, maybe that means I'm going to be worshiping Yaakov Avinu himself as a God. And therefore Esav hates Yaakov then and eternally. Because deep down they know that they've been given the most indignant fate. That is, they have to worship a Jew. That is their religion. They worship the Jewish people. That the Yashka, the Yoizel, was a Jew, and that is their God.
But we're Jacob. We're Jacob. That's who we are. We're the children of Jacob. We're the children of Jacob. That's what we are. Honey, you can say that all you want, but you ain't running nothing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You ain't running nothing. You can claim that all you want. Again, I ask people, prove to me that when you call yourself a Hebrew, show me the Hebrew cultural practices in your own household. Nobody can answer that. Nobody. You don't just walk into the matrix and start naming things and claiming stuff. It don't work that way. You got to look at, okay, who's running this matrix thing? Okay, what do they believe? Okay, that's how y'all roll. That's how you think. Okay. All right, well, let me look over here then. You know what I'm saying? How can I get out this matrix? That's what I'm trying to do. You understand what I'm saying? That's how you need to be thinking. But when they say Esau or Esau or however he pronounces it, Esau, that's you. They're talking about everybody else. And what he's saying is a day is coming that you are going to, well, it's here. You're going to be ultimately worshiping them. We are to worship them. That's what they're saying. And they're doing everything they can right now to facilitate that. And it's funny, the more I bring this stuff out, more people be unsubscribing. Of course I don't care about that kind of stuff, but it's that a lot of our people want to live in this fantasy world that you think you can just name stuff and it's like that because that's what I'm saying. No, it doesn't work that way. Let me see. I had some other ones. Like I said, I would just encourage you, just go to mybondtube.com and go to the recently added section and you can watch those videos there. Let me see. These are just a couple of bonus ones here that I had. This so much I could share with y'all right now, but I can go for days on some of this stuff here. This whole post here, I'm not going to even read it, but it's talking about, again, the Acme company. You know, I'm talking about how they basically started the diamond trade, right? The diamond trade in Africa, in South Africa. And here they came up in Africa, right? And flipped the thing around and had it where the Africans that were working in the cave, in the mines and stuff, you could, once you finish your shift, they were x-raying these people to make sure they weren't stealing any of the diamonds. Now, check this out even more. There's more to this whole diamond story. Like I said, I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm all over the place, Sean. I'm just trying to fit in as much as I can before we sign off here, okay? Like I said, again, I'm really going to try to get a call in, get y'all to call in if you want to. Let me see here. There was a video that I hopefully bookmarked, or it's in my, hold on, where is it? Hold on, let me see. This is on that dime. Oh, here it is. Let me see if this is an ad that comes up.
We're gathered here today to mourn the...
I want y'all to see this. Just how crazy, how these people, my goodness. Sometimes I wish people can, I don't know. Like, I just hope people really see this, what I'm saying. Okay. I want you to pay attention to this video here, and I want you to listen to it. This is another short one. I'm loving these short clips here. I don't have to play a long one here, but I want you to listen to this guy, and he's talking about the history of the diamond industry. Check this out.
Diamonds are a great example of how desire has been manufactured. Again, the most important thing to know about diamonds, there's two major myths. The first myth about diamonds is that diamonds are rare, and they're not. Diamonds are really common, and their value does not come from their scarcity. And the 20th century, in fact, has been the story of how diamonds have been restricted from entering the market. The second myth about diamonds is that they're connected in some intrinsic way to love and to marriage and to courtship. And again, this is a story that was created around 1947, when a copywriter at the NWA's advertising agency in Madison Avenue, not far from here, came up with the slogan, "A diamond is forever." And the diamond is forever was an attempt to make diamonds a mass consumer item.
And did you say that now that the diamond is forever has been seen as being the quintessential thing an ad should live up to?
Well, the diamond is forever has been identified by the advertising industry as the most important marketing campaign, the most effective marketing campaign of the 20th century.
So people started saying, well, if I buy a diamond, the diamond means I love you. And the more I spend, I love you that much more. Is that what it was? Yeah.
Well, the campaign actually had two goals.
Okay.
The campaign they wanted for women, they wanted to instill the idea that diamonds were a necessity for marriage and courtship. And for men, they wanted to instill the idea that the bigger the diamond, the greater the love. The problem with that is, what about all those poor, working class people who you want to get in the market, but who can't afford the really high-end ring? Mm-hmm. So they came up with this, it's absolutely brilliant strategy. They came up with the 2-month salary guideline. So it all becomes a relative thing. So even if you're not a millionaire, if you spend 2 months of your salary on a diamond, it shows how much you love the person you're going to marry. It was a brilliant strategy. They managed to convince men, some men, to go into debt to buy these worthless things that they have billions of sitting in warehouses. And De Beers was able
And
to
I
pull
love you so much, I'm going into debt for you and for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most probably will still be paying off the debt when they get divorced in 2-3 years time. The other idea
That's
of
the American dream.
If I had the time, family, if you read the story about how the Acme company, again, that's our code word there, when they went into South Africa, the story is, and I'm just kind of paraphrasing for the sake of time, basically it was a child that was playing with these little clear rocks, and it was like, oh, that's neat or whatever. And what's that? And it's, it's nothing. Diamonds just all over the place. This is how plentiful and rich Africa is, or was, and I would say still is to some extent, I guess. Oh, these are little rocks. So the child took the little rocks. It was a farmer's child. It was one of these white farmers, or actually was one the Acme company people, took the rock to his uncle or whatever. He's like, oh, snap, these are diamonds. And then that just opened up a whole world. So my point is that they took something that was so plentiful, something like diamonds, and it was able to convince the entire world that this is something that you need to have, to the point where you actually have to put yourself into debt to get. But if we as a people, if we were really, connected to our roots, if you will, and there was none of this colonialism and all that stuff, we'd be like, diamonds, that's nothing. But now what do? Because we're so disconnected, you got folks buying diamonds. One of the LaMelo Ball, I think one of them, I saw on one on social media, he got a mouthful of diamonds, spent dropped $60,000 to $80,000 to get an all diamond grill. And I'm sitting up here scratching my head like, man, 80 grand. If I could have gotten into a time machine, I could have said, hey, listen, before you drop that, I got a few projects I'm working on right now. You think you can spare some of that over here? And so what it's done, what these people have been able to do, is to take things that are valueless, if you will, and to convert it into our minds as something of great value. This is what I'm talking about when I say we have to break ourselves out of this matrix system, because that is what it's done. It's literally have turned things upside down, inside out. And you got to see this thing for what it is. I see if I have one more video, and then after that, I'm gonna take one last short break, and then I'll open the lines up and see if anybody, like I said, you want to call in or whatever. But let me go through this right quick here and see if I had another video right here. Do I even bother? Let's see. I think that's it. I have some other things, and what I'll do is I'll just pitch them over to over on mybondtube.com. Okay. I thought I had something else. I do have something else, but I want to play it. But I know that it was weird how I was able to snatch it off of Twitter before they took it off, because they literally removed it off of Twitter. Basically, as a rabbi, he's taking great joy in talking about we're commissioned, to go into in the lives of the little ones. I'm trying to say it in a better way. And guess where he pulled from? The Torah. So again, you didn't write it. You or I don't have the authority to sit up here and say, well, they're just misreading it. They're just manipulating. No, they wrote it. You know what I'm saying? So you better listen to how these people read, so you know how crazy these folks are and to what extent they are. These people are literally out here saying they are being commissioned to do what they're doing right now and to wipe you out too. Anyway, so let's do this. If you give me just a few moments to get my my little thing set up here, I will put the phone up on the screen, but it will take me just a few minutes to get that set up. Let me find something to play here right quick, and then if you want to call in, you most certainly can. What is that? I'll play that, and then I'll probably switch something else. All right, so just give me a moment here, and let me get set up here right quick, okay? All right. All right, I think I found it. Okay, I think we're good. So I put the phone number on the screen. If you like to call in and, you know, chat about whatever, but like I said, stay on topic, be respectful, and, you know, please don't be droning all over the place, okay? I'm going to try to keep you on point. And you can go ahead and call in if you like. And, yeah, anything that we have covered on this platform, you have a question about, or maybe if you want to make a comment, keep it brief, keep it, like I said, again, stay on point, and then we'll just go from there. Okay. So the phone line is open. I only have one of them, so it ain't like I got a whole bank of them. So if I don't, you know, if I don't get you, you know, then you can just try it next time. All right. So phone number is on the screen, and you can call in if you like. I'll only be here for a few minutes because, you know, I ain't gonna be begging folk because my stomach is starting to growl now, and I'm getting a little hungry here. So, but yeah, I'm gonna leave the phone line open here. Go ahead and call. All right, so let's see. This week, what do we got going on this weekend? Anything? No, we just gonna, you know, it's been a long, hard week for us, and so I know this weekend we're gonna take it easy. I know we got that going on. Anything coming up in the future? Nothing in particular. I know now that I'm kind of set up now, I'm gonna start streaming movies again over on mybondtube.com. You know, in the past we would have like family movie night where we will stream movies, you know, that you can watch for free over on MyBondTube. And we haven't done that in a good while. So we'll be doing that again, you know, very, very soon. So just keep your eyes on the community page, and you'll see the next time when we do that. Sometime we'll do like a double feature or something like that. And you can, you know, check it out whenever, you know, we'll have it roll in for you. And it's kind of a fun thing because people can, you know, actually, you know, you can actually chat with other people and all that. So let's go ahead and get on here. See, caller, can you hear me? Let's see. Hello, can you hear me? Okay, how about now? Caller, can you hear me? Uh-oh.
I want to stay anonymous. I just want to do a praise report for Journeyman and Woman. And I also want to give a suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
When you do your quick breaks,
Mm-hmm.
because your Somatree is fabulous, when you do that quick break,
Mm-hmm.
put a product up, like if you have a sale or a hot item or something of that nature. Put that up instead of showing your face while you're trying to search out whatever it is that you're searching out. And because you got great products, and that will and you could do your, I don't know if you've I don't know what the thing is called, QRS code
Mm-hmm.
thing. You put it up, or the link or something like that. And I want to tell you, I've met you and your wife, your whole family.
Mm.
I met you all early on, coming into the whole awakening situation in Louisiana.
Okay.
And we were at Kimberly's house.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And just delightful. I've referred so many people to your website and things of that nature. But I just wanted to, I thought that was something that could also elevate you. I appreciate what you're doing, for our people. And I'm so proud of what you're doing. And you guys have done something that I've always wanted to do but didn't do. It was something that I was proud of my son for. He passed away in 2020. Was to move to another state. And I know you all have done that multiple times. So I just want to say congratulations.
I appreciate that.
And keep up the good work. And I hope that if my suggestion takes you to the next level, all praises.
Yes. Well, basically what I'm taking from what you're saying is you don't like seeing my face. Instead, you want to see no, sis. I'm playing with you.
No, because
I got you.
I've met you in person.
Yeah.
I know what you look like.
Yeah.
I know your spirit.
No, I
know
got
that
you.
You're genuine.
But
what I'm saying is that.
No, you don't have to explain. Yeah, I got you 100% because that's what. Yeah, that's it's one of those things that I know I need to do, and it's just you got so many things going on, but you are 100% right in what you're saying, and I totally agree with that, and I appreciate you telling me that.
Yeah, I just thought that it might be something that you just didn't think about.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's awesome.
Because when I've been watching you all, because especially I was watching you prior to me meeting you and your family. But I just thought it was something that you might not have thought about to elevate you to the next level, because I see the moves that you're making. Because even in regards to your natural springs, and I got on the website, I'm computer illiterate, but ironically, all praises that I had a client who told me about one that was not too far from my home was not listed on the natural spring site.
Yeah.
So when I get the opportunity to catch you on a live, I get on a live. I do watch, and I give you kudos and everything like that. But I just think that that's something that would, when you're in a pause, promote yourself.
Yeah.
A specific item. It could be your toothpaste, because I'm getting ready to order your toothpaste.
Yeah.
Because people aren't familiar with the toothpaste.
Yeah.
And if people don't know about that, and you put that up there, they were like, "Oh, I didn't know they had toothpaste."
Yeah. You're right. You are absolutely right. And like I said, again, I really, really appreciate that so much for you even taking the time to share that. And thank you so much.
I'm like, I don't need no kudos or nothing like that. That's why I say I could stay anonymous. I love to see people that look like me elevate to the highest heights of levels that they could not have ever imagined. And that's just one thing that, because you're computer savvy, and I love the AI chalk stock that you have.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. And I wish you all the best. And,
I appreciate that.
I'm so proud of you.
Oh.
I'm so proud of what you guys are doing.
Oh, well, thank you so much, sis, for sharing that. Really appreciate that. And please give our love to the family, okay?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, well, I mean, I got my siblings and my mother, but I only had one son, and like I said, he
Well,
transitioned in
Oh,
in
okay.
2020.
Yeah.
I'm just moving forward from here. But if I can just give a word of encouragement for
And then
someone
that
to
is,
move to the next level, because I know I don't have that lineage to
yeah,
impart
yeah.
that on.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I want to see people that look like me do what I don't have in my capacity to leave to a generation, because I only had the one. So congratulations,
Yes, sir.
and hugs and kisses to you and your family,
Yeah.
and I wish you all the best.
Well-
And soak up some of that sun from me, because I ain't getting it in Maryland.
Look, I'm out there. Trust me. I said that I'm trying to get as dark as I
I
can.
was like, oh, look at him. He out there, and he said it's the park. I said it was the wilderness. But I said, he out there soaking it all up.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
A gracious jealousy. I envy you and your family. I do. That's so wonderful.
Yeah.
But
So,
anyway, I'm not going to hold you up, because I'm sure you got more calls coming in. But I just wanted to give you that little tidbit that maybe that's something that you can implement, because it's not that no one wants to look at your face, but it's an opportunity
Yes.
for you all to elevate.
I appreciate that. Thank you again, and you take care. Okay.
You're most very welcome, and have a wonderful evening and walk in your blessings.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Take care. Bye bye. Ain't that something? Really nice. Yeah. And condolences on her for losing a son. That's especially if he's your only child. That's not that's something that you don't just get over that over just a short period of time. That's something that it goes with you for a very, very long time. And keep her, definitely, their sister, up in prayer, just with the healing process on that. And that she will get, that people will come her way that will, love, appreciate her, and to push her forward into the things that she has been put on this earth to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want to see as many people that our Creator brings our way. We want to see them move and excel and move forward. We desperately want to see that, but like I said, the Looney Tunes and the other, the idiots and the fools that come through, we got to sort through that. So, it's just like anything else. You got to sort through some of the other crazy stuff, but we got much love for many of our people out here who are doing the best they can with what they have. And that's what we're all doing. So we're not going to sit up here and waste time complaining and talking about, oh Lord, they don't do this to us now. Family, you better be careful. Now, I will say this though. Let me just add this real quick before the next call comes in. They've been really signaling, this whole thing like, oh, Hamas got people all over the country right now. They got people all over the country. Something can go off at any moment. Now, I'm not scaring you, okay? This ain't no scare tactic, because I don't do that. But I will say, just keep that something in the back of your mind, because if they keep saying that and planting that into the public discourse, that something could pop off at any moment because of what's happening in Israel, you want to keep that in the back of your mind. And what I mean by that is, just be mindful of where you go in terms of large public arenas, public spaces, like concerts or, just large things like large cities and things like that. Just be mindful of that. That's all I would say. I do not want y'all living in any kind of fear. You are not to live in any kind of fear. You live each day to its fullest. Do you understand what I'm saying? But also be very mindful that these Looney Tune crazies out here, they're itching to start anything at any given moment. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm believing that as we are this thing is unraveling and the uncovering is happening, and and people are truly becoming awakened to who we really are, that this whole system will be dismantled. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm really believing for. So anyway, the line is still open. If you want to call in, the line is still open. I ain't gonna bite you. You know, I saw someone had a question or whatever, but you know, I don't feel like answering anything on what you call it on the chat. I want to hear some real voices. So go ahead and call in. I ain't recording your stuff. I ain't tracing you, you know, and where you live and all of that. You know, just go ahead and give a brother a call if you want questions, comments, whatever. And yeah, there you go. And like Psalms 31:24, she said, yeah, be careful. And there are a lot of fools out there that will mimic anything. Right. There are. They ain't just on social media. They'll do all kinds of stuff out here, you know, so just be mindful. But like I said, again, you are not to live in fear. Do not live in fear. No, sir. Not at all. All right. Give y'all just a couple of more moments. And then after that, I got to go find me a sandwich or something, man. I got to find me something. I gave my wife a commission to get me find some food when they're out. So hopefully they'll follow through on that. So anyway, caller, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right.
Happy Friday, family.
Happy Friday. How you doing today?
Great. I just want to say you are really, really doing a great job, and keep up the great work with the tell Sister Nicole hi, give her my regards as well too. And just we just thank the Most High Creator for you all, and just keep up the good work, because it gets rough sometimes, but we keep pressing on.
Yes, it does.
You know, and death and everything around us is rapid, but there is a promise, you know, and we just have to look toward the future.
Yes, ma'am.
And just keep up the good work. And you all have really inspired me and my family. I just want to say that. And I've learned a lot, you know, from the beginning until now, of relearning things. And it was a rocky road, brother. It was a rocky road.
Yes,
but
it is.
Hey, I'm still hanging in there with everybody.
well, to answer me this, like, what would you say the one thing that you've learned, I guess, in your journey that was really the most challenging for you?
Are you ready?
I'm ready. I am ready.
Okay, I would say circumcision. The piece with circumcision. That was a doozy for me, you know, because I had to, I'm not going to say repent, because I can't say repent. I'd never do that again. But it made me feel like what I've done to my child, yes. I really, really regret it. And I was angry because these wicked people coerced that among so many of our people. You know, so that part right there, it was a doozy, you know. And I'm learning on, I don't know whether you all also taught it, but when it comes to blood sacrifice, that is of the enemy. And we was taught that Jesus died and on the cross and gave his only begotten Son. And to me, the true and living God that I serve, it's like, wow, he wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's just so much wrapped up and tangled up and tied up in the Christian Bible.
Yes.
It's so much. It's so much.
Because when you think about it again, I mean, and this is for everybody listening, when you really start thinking about it, just in your own family, like, was there a time you've ever thought, well, the only way we're going to get through this is I'm going to have to sacrifice one of these little babies up in here, you know, and we're going to have to put them in all. That's in our minds. I'm talking about just, let's just say black folks. Okay. That is not normal. That is not a normal practice. That's not normal at all for us to even think along those lines, that in order for us to get something, or to we got to sacrifice something. Even in Africa, they will say that's witchcraft. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And it's you get angry, about it, because we was taught that, and our mothers, we can't tell them no different, and that's that right there. The baby boomer era, the baby boomers, you can't tell them, and I stopped struggling with that, So we just have to love them on where they are,
Yes. And then as far because this is, our generation where we are right now, it's kind of like this is where we have to, when you're in a generation of people that are drawing the line, this is probably going to be the roughest and probably the most challenging for all of us, because you're stopping the foolishness and you're stopping the lies. And so when you're doing that, there is going to be, unfortunately, there is going to be some fall off. I mean, it just is. I mean, some people just going to, I'm sorry, I can't go with that. But then there are also going to be some additions. There's some people saying, you know what, I've been waiting for a long time. I'm going to tell you, one of the things I'm really, really hoping for, and I'm looking forward to, is seeing more and more of our men, real men, rise up, and take the place that we're supposed to take in our families, in our communities. And because when we look at what religion has done, and coupled with the government, it has done so much to push our men out of the space and say, well, we don't really need to hear from you. We don't need you. You don't have no say in this. It's only the pastor, the pastor you're supposed to listen to. No. Right. Our men have a lot to contribute, and say there's some good men that have just been waiting for an opportunity to say, but they got to get healed first, just like the women. The women got to get healed too, but we got to first get rid of the lies. And what you brought up as far as like the circumcision thing, when I tell you, people think, a lot of times people think when we talking about things like this, we just like open a book up and we're like, oh, this is neat, we're going to talk about this next week. No. Before I open my mouth about anything, I'm looking at it first, and I'm like, what? And there's periods of time where I take it and I gotta whatever I'm reading, I'm throwing the book all over the place. Then I gotta walk about 5 miles or so to be like, I'm processing this, and then by the time I get my mouth on the microphone, what people don't miss, and I don't walk many miles physically to kind of clear my head of this. You mean to tell me these folks did this to us? You know what I'm saying? And that's why I tell people, you see me walking on those videos, it ain't like, hey y'all, how y'all doing? I'm trying to process this mess, because I'm like, y'all done lied to us this way. You mean to tell me y'all made us do this to our children? Huh?
Dad. But like people be on Facebook, Satan be Satan, and the devil be devil.
Right.
So what you expect for him to do?
Yes.
What? I'm not gonna say him, but it's an entity. But what do you expect? He is doing his job. We have to get on our job.
Yes.
And teach our children.
Yes.
Who's the enemy?
Yes.
And we was not taught who the enemy was. Once you learn the enemy, you can defeat him.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right.
I digress.
That's right. Well, look. Well, thank you so much for calling. And if you have any other questions or you need help, whatever thing, you can always email us, and we'll do the best we can, and to assist in any way we can. And but I appreciate you taking the time to call, and please give our love to the family. Okay. Thank you so much for taking the time to call.
By the way, I'm moving to some water. You move to the mountains. I'm in the process of moving to some water.
Oh, you moving to some water? Okay, all right.
I'm moving by February. I'm be near some water.
You get near your water, sis.
My family.
That's right.
You get my husband, my children.
Well, you go ahead and do that. I'm gonna take this other call. Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You take care. Okay. Hey, caller, how you doing?
Hey, brother, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. What's up? What's on your mind?
Hey, I was just calling in. First of all, I just wanted to encourage you. You keep doing what you're doing. The Creator is really showing us His absolute truth in this hour.
Mm-hmm.
we have, one of the scriptures say that the devil deceives the whole world.
Yes.
And we haven't realized just how deep that has gone in every way. All of us have been had. Okay? And the only way, brother, that we're going to get the truth is by the Holy Spirit from within. He's been inside of us the whole time trying to communicate with us. But the enemy, the deception of the flesh is so strong that we've been looking for answers around us. And the answers have been inside of us the whole time, which is what his spirit is. And see, one of the things that has really messed people up is that, we'll make an idol out of the Bible. We'll make an idol out of the Messiah. Because the truth is, he was an example of what and who we are, but we don't know it because we haven't understood the mind of the Creator. And so, as he is the spirit of divine love, and divine means one, okay, because every living creature and everything that the Creator created is just one expression of everything that he is.
Yes.
Just like each of us is just one expression of who he chose to make. And all he ever wanted, my brother, is for us to be ourselves, but with the understanding of his mind.
Yes.
Because the Creator is about everything that's real.
Yes.
It ain't no fakeness in him and acting and pretending. And if we think that the shed blood of the innocent, including the Messiah and all his creatures and everything, if we think that that's the remissions of our sins, when do we question the reality is how come the world is in the darkness that it's in, including us, if that's true? The only thing, my brother, that's going to deliver us and save us is our repentance. And that's as we understand the mind of our Creator under the spirit of his divine love. And see, that causes us to love ourselves in righteousness, but it also gives us the understanding of those around us too, that the Creator is in them too, and that's their child. So that makes us brothers and sisters.
Yes.
And so the bottom line is, all he ever wanted us to do is to find ourselves in him. And until we look inside ourselves and have that fellowship with that still small voice that we've been too busy to come to recognize. But one of the things that I've learned, my brother, is this. You can know the voice of your Creator by one basic thing. He's never going to tell you to do anything that violates the laws of nature. I mean, because it's all about the oneness of nature.
Yes.
And that's his greatest desire. So see, right now, my brother, we in the process of being created.
Yes.
This realm that we exist in right now, this is really the realm of death.
Yes.
Because death is anything or any place that's separated from the divine consciousness of our Creator and his absolute divine love that makes us all one. So this was a necessary part for us to be born again because the kingdom of the Most High, that's his creation. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's like this. I was going to go ahead. Finish your thought.
No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, no, I was just going to add this, when we tell people all the time, because it's something I know personally I'm doing myself. If you want to understand the Creator, you first have to take the time to understand his creation. And one of the practical ways of doing that is simply going outside and spending time out there. And it was, I was going through something, it was a while back or whatever. And I'm just kind of like, man, I just don't know, you know how we go through the, when you're going through a hard time or pressure or whatever. And and then I started thinking for a minute, and the first thought that came to my mind was a seed.
You can always email us. And,
you got to turn that down. Oh, no, you good. This, when you think of a seed.
Up and I just turned it back on.
I know you good.
It's gonna come on like that.
I know you good.
Okay.
When you think of
go ahead, bro.
When you think of a seed, for example, a seed has everything that it needs in it in order to the entire purpose of a plant is put inside of a seed. The entire purpose of it. It doesn't. You never see a seed. When was the last time you saw a seed sitting in a classroom? Talking about, I need to read this book.
I know that's right.
I need to get this book. I need some insight. I need I need to, I need this religion from this other group of people to help me understand what my purpose is. You never see a seed doing that. A seed is just what it is. It's already pre-programmed with everything that it needs. The entire purpose of that seed is already in it. Well, that's just a seed. But if now you think about us as human beings, everything that we are supposed to be, everything we're supposed to manifest, it is already in us, because he, our creator, he put it already in there. It's already in there. What religion has done is that it creates this smoky cloud situation where it got us looking at it everywhere else but what he has put inside of us. Now, where people get lost is and get confused is that when they hear people talking like this, they automatically interpret that as, well, that means you're worshiping yourself. I'm not worshiping myself. I'm trying to understand what he put inside of me. And so this is why I even tell people who are much older than me, I don't care if you're sitting in a wheelchair, if you're breathing and you're alive, you still got a lot of purpose inside of you that has to be fulfilled, and it must come out. You ain't dying until that all comes out, as far as I'm concerned. That's why I will invest in whatever I got to invest in, Somatree, banana tree, fruit tree, whatever I got to do to make sure that even our people who are older than us, that you may be going through something right now. We got to get you. You got to stay up, because we need this generation needs everything that's inside of you. Because if you die before it's time, then we lost. We need you. You know what I'm saying? So everything, and that's the one thing I want people to understand. Everything. You don't need a documentary to define who you are. I never needed, that was the biggest deception that I encountered. It was thinking that I needed someone's documentaries, that I needed a series of videos, I needed teachings, I needed a preacher. No, he put it inside of you. Many of you right now, if you're just like me, I talk to myself a whole lot. And if people were to walk in on me, you would think I was crazy and losing my mind. But I talk to myself a lot, but a lot of times I'm actually dialoguing with the creator, and I'm like, wait a minute, as I'm talking, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm starting to piece things together. I'm like, you know what? That is right.
That's the way it is, bro. He's been doing that with us. And they didn't told us we crazy and all of that kind of stuff. I'm telling you, bro, the deception goes so
deep, man.
All praise to our creator. That you know what? Because in his time, everything comes to fruition. And right now, you know, this really is the time of harvest. Because what he's doing, my brother, is he's preparing us to come into our inheritance, and that's his kingdom. He's about to bring this world as we know it to an end, because you know what? See, the devil is so freaking slick. And he's slick as snot, to use my analogy there.
Right.
He's dangerously slick. Now check this out. One of the scriptures, it says that the heart of man is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked, right? Who is that?
Right.
That's the devil.
Right.
That's the devil.
Right.
And see, you know, I'm going to share this with you, bro, and it's just food for thought, but it's something that the Father showed me years ago. You know, in the garden at the fall, and then after they disobeyed the Creator, he asked them what they done, and neither one of them took accountability for what they did. They passed the buck. So when he got to the devil, he didn't ask him what he's done. What he said is this. He said, upon your belly you shall go, and you shall eat dust all the days of your life. Now, see, we'll look at that in the flesh, and we think it's about this snake crawling on the ground. And if he crawling on the ground, he gets dust in his face.
Mm-hmm.
But in the spirit, what that's saying is, okay, the thing that's doing the devouring, the thing that's getting eaten is dying.
Mm-hmm.
And so it becomes one with the thing that's doing the eating.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So since the serpent was spoken to by the creator of his purpose, you shall eat dust all the days of your life, of your existence.
Mm-hmm.
Brother, where did we come from in our flesh?
Right.
We came from the dust of the ground.
Right.
So he has power. That's how he has power over our flesh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so our flesh is one with the devil.
Mm.
And all that does is causes us to worship ourselves above the perfect will of our Creator.
Mm.
So we have to be delivered from that. And this is what the Holy Spirit does.
Mm-hmm.
It brings us, because, see, Christ ain't the Son's last name or nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
Christ means creator.
Mm-hmm.
It's the power of the Spirit. And so the bottom line is, as our minds is renewed with the oneness of the mind of our Creator, bro, it causes us to change.
Mm-hmm.
It causes us to repent, because now we understand.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna speak on this, and then I'm gonna be done,
Mm-hmm.
because I could do this all night. But anyway, bro, you know, one of the thing is, now this might rub some people the wrong way, but just listen to what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
We have been bamboozled by that word faith,
Mm-hmm.
because the scripture defines faith. It says faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you really look at that, that's stuff that don't exist.
Mm.
We've been taught to believe things without fully understanding. And if we believe anything we really don't understand, we're lying to ourselves.
Mm.
Because the same scriptures turn around and say, in all you're getting, get understanding.
Mm-hmm.
So the reality is, the only way that you're going to come into understanding who you are is that you got to have that dialogue with the Father yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because only our Creator can reveal all things that we need to know and bring forth, as you said earlier, that purpose of the seed that we are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because He's put it all there.
Mm-hmm.
But we so distracted by man worship, because we lift up people on pedestals and stuff. And really, if we be honest, the only reason we do that is because there's something about them to make us feel better about ourselves.
That's true. That's
so
true.
It's the spirit of man worship is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's our biggest problem.
Mm-hmm.
The devil so much ain't the real enemy. It's our understanding of self being separated from the understanding of our Creator. So it's our pride, because that's what the devil is. He's the spirit of our pride.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
right on, man.
I think, brother, that's all I got to say.
Hey, that's all right. Well, listen, I appreciate your time and appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much. And like I said, please give our love to the family, okay?
And you give my love to your family too, and keep up the good work, young brother.
Yes.
It's good to see, man, that the Father is eliminating all this foolishness that we've been subject to all these years. And
Yes, indeed.
Deliver us.
Yes, indeed.
And it's, I say one more thing and then I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
See, as He's creating us through nature,
Mm-hmm.
it's through nature He's going to deliver us.
Mm.
Because we live in a way that's unnatural.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The Creator's creation has been manipulated
Mm-hmm.
by man's, and his monetizing of the Father's creation is the tool in which He's done it.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be delivered from that mindset, because, bro, in the kingdom, it ain't going to be no money, because we're going to be one. Ain't going to be no selfishness, none of that stuff. Because it don't cost money to be righteous and to do righteousness.
Mm-hmm.
This world is wicked, and guess what? So it costs money to do wicked.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, with that said, my brother, okay, man, I love you. And
Love
just
you
keep
too,
up
man.
the good work, young brother.
All right, you take care now.
See.
Bye-bye. Man, that's awesome. Awesome to yet another person there. Awesome to hear from y'all. Let me just add this too. Listen, and this is something we acknowledge. We've said this many times, you know, because I still get comments, y'all telling us to throw out the whole Bible and you ain't supposed to do. Never said that. Never said that. You cannot tell an effective lie without some truth. And the truth, there is a such thing as universal truth. You will find universal truth within the Bible. And those truths are things that many of our people stood on, going through civil rights era, going through the slavery era and all that stuff. So when you listen to some of our people, whatever, we still using Bible verses and all that, I ain't triggered. Because if you're dealing with truth, a truth is a truth is a truth. You know what I'm saying? Now, the other stuff in time, as we get to know him more, he's going to start purging those things out in time. But, but yeah, so I don't want anybody tripping when you hear, people pulling from different verses and stuff like that. I'm just saying that because these are things I hear later on. I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? I'm just glad to hear people talk and to hear where people are, and this has been great. Let me see if I take one more call and then I think we'll call it the evening, because some of y'all, I know this is past your bedtime. I know some of y'all already sitting in your big chair and you probably already getting ready to doze off right now, but or in your couch, your favorite couch, you about ready to, you looking at, I got my shoes off, I got my favorite, shoes on, my house coat on. All right, so I'm just saying, let me take one more call. Take one more call, and then we're going to let y'all go on to bed, okay? But yeah, so we're all in, in different places. And that's something that's, on this, at least on this platform, is much appreciated, that we're all in different places, but hopefully we're heading in a right direction. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to take time, because what you're talking about is generational indoctrination. And for some people, it's a lot easier for them to break out of that than others. And you have to be patient with others in this breaking out part. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that. Greg said, leave me alone. All right, I'll take one more call, then we're going to call it the night. I'm going to let y'all go ahead and, someone said two big red liners. What'd that say? Oh, someone said they, talking Rebecca. I'll take one more call and that's it. All right, I'll give y'all another minute and that is it. All right, we'll call it the evening. We had a pretty long one tonight. Covered quite a bit. I hope you got something out of it. And like I said, anytime, if you have any questions for us, feel free to email us. Again, our email address is connect@journeymanandwoman.com. Again, it's connect@journeymanandwoman.com. And, any questions at all, feel free to contact us at any time. It may take us a moment to get to you, but we'll get to you. All right. We'll get to you. We're juggling a lot, but we'll do the best we can to get to you. Okay. All right, family. So I guess this is telling me that people are about to go to bed. So I'm going to let y'all go on to bed, get you a good nap and a good sleep, and make sure that phone is nowhere near your head when you go to sleep. Okay. Please don't sleep with the phone. Please don't be one of these people that sleep with the phone next to your head. Why someone, do I take this last call? I'll take this one last call, and then we're going to call it the night. All right, caller, what's up tonight?
Hello?
Hey there.
Hey, how you doing?
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
Yeah, I just briefly wanted to say a couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
Just wanted to thank the Almighty, first of all, for the fact that we are coming to the knowledge that we are and shedding the things that we've been taught falsely.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'd like to do is just share my experience with my children who have been, who have been homeschooled. And, after being homeschooled for, I think, now 5 or 6 years,
mm-hmm.
and then we've come to the juncture where, okay, after their mother passed away, I had to make a move to find someone online. And back then I was, looking for someone who had the same beliefs that we did. So we got, some Hebrews, so to speak, and everything was going fine. But as time went on, we started to learn more. We learned more about the language that's really not ours, but they were teaching the language and pushing the students more to do the language, to learn the language. And they had a goal to learn a certain amount within a certain amount of time by the end of the year. And I had to make a decision. And my decision was to just be honest with her and the school director and let her know what I've learned, quite honestly, and put it out there. She wanted to know more about it than she could have, but I made that decision because my children were actually having, I guess, so to speak, adverse effects with learning this language. The vibration of it was actually getting to their spirits. It was vexing them. And I'm not trying to sound dramatic. It was a surprise to me when they expressed this to me, that how it was affecting them. And I would hear them, like all the children, slovenly following along, because they would sing like the Shema song and stuff like that in the morning ritualistically. And it was just kind of dragging and dead. And so, when I made that decision, they were really, really liberated. And we just decided to do homeschool in-house again and, take on the reins ourselves. And so they're very much more happy and liberated now. And I just wanted, that to be known, because it was, a demonstration of how we are being set free. That's my own personal experience and my children's experience with the situation. And it wasn't that we didn't love our people, our sisters and brothers we were dealing with through the school. It's just that it was time to, it was kind of like know better, do better.
Right.
And, some people are not going to change right away. Some people may not change at all, but I know me and my family's goal is to get where we're supposed to, on this journey back to where we began and to get to where we're supposed to be now. So I just want to once again thank you for all that you've allowed the Almighty to use you and your wife to do, and I'm going to continue to pay it forward. So I just wanted to encourage you in that, and thank you.
Well, I appreciate the call, brother. Thank you again, and you take care and give our love to the family. Okay.
All right. You have a good night.
All right. You too. Bye. All right, family. Well, that's it. We're gonna wrap up tonight. Thank you for the calls. Yeah, that's good. And as a father, that's part of the role of being a father. You gotta make some tough decisions, and some are harder than the others. And but you gotta do what you gotta do, for your children. And your children are, they're gonna tell you the truth. They're gonna tell you the truth. They're gonna let you know, okay, this is vibing with me versus what ain't. You better pay attention to what they are telling you, because they pretty much know. All right, we're going to wrap up here. We are done. Let me just show you this. I was trying to think of a video right quick, something that's kind of neat here. Pomegranates. I love pomegranates. Love them, love them, love them. They just be so expensive sometimes. I just got to find the right market to get them at the right price. Did you know you can cut them like this? Check this out. There's no volume on this video, I don't think. Look at this. Look, pay attention. Take notes. Ooh, that look good. See that? Look at that. Yeah, who feels like a fool right now in the way I've been cutting them? I just cut it straight down the center and just figure it out from there. Well, look, family, thank you again for tuning in. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening. Enjoy yourself. Have a great sleep tonight and enjoy your weekend. Love you very much, and we'll see you next time. Take care.